Welcome to Stay.
They get stuck in this endless trap.
On average, they just
all the men
are
I want
good,
don't want
genuine people to be around. They're good to look at. They're good to work in brothels. They're good to try to take over a bar. They're good when they're handing you food as they're a waitress or they're on a call center call or something like that. But anything other than that, we really don't want 85% of y'all around. Just leave.
Hit the like button, hit the like button,
Like,
hit the like
it's sad
button.
to say, but it's
About to get
the
started, bear
reality
with
on
me.
it.
Hold on, let me just check my sound. Everybody hit the like. Okay, yeah. I'm about to go do something for a quick second, but then hold on. I'm gonna play something and then I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna play this. I'll be right back.
I can't trust you because I can't have enough time to understanding who you are, whether you're going to screw me over or not. So I don't have to trust you. I need you to sign this contract, and I trust that there's an overarching authority that will enforce it. So contracts exist because we don't trust each other. Where trust and character exists, you don't need contracts. Like if I need to be held back because at the force of the sword by the government, more or less, then what does that say about my willingness to be there? What does that say about my character or my integrity? I don't think it says anything very positive. Moff,
I wanted to throw my hat in the ring a little bit on this. So when I've talked to women generally only going to get married or want to get married for three things or a combination of all three. One, they want to have a party, right? I say, I don't want to get married. They don't necessarily want to be married. I can't wait to have this amazing thing where it's all about me and I get to wear this great, amazing dress. And oh my God, everybody's chanting my name and everybody loves me. That's number one. They get to have a big party. Two, it is a status symbol, or it is a status or a hierarchical badge of honor to be a married woman, and women care about their status in terms of social hierarchy. So a married woman is generally perceived as being higher status in the social hierarchy than an unmarried or a single woman. And for three, it's an insurance policy. So just like Dr. Ryman, what Taraban was saying, it's, well, I want to make sure that if we have issues, that my guy is not going to just tuck tail and run. And if he doesn't want to be with me anymore, he decides that this is no longer something he wants to be a part of, he can't just get out of it so easily. Isn't that kind of an issue? Wouldn't you rather have somebody that chooses to stay with you and doesn't have to, versus someone that stays with you because the government or a contract they went into essentially under duress is compelling them to? So I don't ever really hear an argument for marriage by women other than one of those three things.
I feel like I'm hearing people talk. I feel like, are you all of your parents divorced? Like, what are you guys talking about? I'm sitting here and I'm just like, are these people depressed? Like, what are these people doing? Why are they thinking like this? Like, I like women, like I can make, like I was.
Why do you want to be married?
Okay, I just came in and this train wreck was talking again. I wouldn't mind continuing to do some of this, but we got other business at hand. We got to go over this nigga shit. And this is probably, I need to speed it up at least a little bit, because it's an hour-long video. Let me see how fast that is.
A-Side Sisters, real life, real hustle, real friendship. My name is Wasabi, and I'm Stacks.
That's cool. So we're going to see how far we can get on this. I kind of want to go over the whole thing at some point, so maybe we'll chop it up into 2 episodes. But anyway, if y'all want me to stay on 2 hours, and I mean, we might be able to finish the whole thing if I stay on 2 hours. If y'all want me to stay on 2 hours, I'm looking to meet a $15 live stream goal. Cash App and PayPal is at the top of the chat, also in the description. Or you could do super chat, super sticker. That's the dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. Whatever you can give is greatly appreciated. $5 makes you the live stream sponsor, king or queen of the stream. Ice Spice got smacked by a fan at McDonald's in LA. Is it footage? Because these days, if it ain't on camera, it didn't happen. Flat out. But I can't think of nothing else other than, I made a dope ass exclusive episode over on Dating Dysfunction's channel. It's only $5 a month and you get access to all my great, wonderful exclusive content. I literally just made a video today and posting it behind the membership paywall. Only $5 a month. I'm gonna try to do 8 exclusive episodes a month, 2 exclusive episodes a week. Yeah, just go over to the Dating Dysfunctions channel and go to that main page and just hit join. It really helped the channel. All right, anyway, let's get into this ghetto ratchet debauchery, or not debauchery, whatever you want to call it.
And today's welcome to A-Side Sisters, real life, real hustle, real friendship. My name is Wasabi, and I'm Stacks. And today's topic might ruffle a few feathers. We're talking about the idea of men becoming the new women.
First off, just grow the fuck up. That's off top. Second, how serious do you want to take Wasabi and Stacks? That's all I need to really hear to know I'm not taking anything you say too serious. If the bitches talking are named Wasabi and Stacks. But let's just continue.
Welcome to Stage Side Sisters, real life, real hustle, real friendship. My name is Wasabi. And I'm Stacks. And today's topic might ruffle a few feathers. We're talking about the idea of men becoming the new women. Yes, shifting roles, changing expectations, and how gender dynamics are changing in ways we've never seen before. And we got a guest today, a special guest.
So that's the thing, right? I'm not going to introduce myself. I'm not even important, but thank y'all for having me. If you recognize me, cool. If you don't, I'm nobody to know. Let's get to it.
So let's start with how social media has reshaped how men express themselves.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean that social media has reshaped the way that men do what?
Express themselves. So do you think men became a little bit more hardcore or sassier since social media became relevant?
Men have become more sassy due to social media. I'll admit it. Or actually, it probably just exposed how sassy men always been. That came out wrong. Here's the thing. Humans have always been on some type of bullshit. So social media just gave them a platform to show what type of sucker shit they was on. It's a platform for men to get sucked into some sassy bullshit, if you will. It encourages men to get on some sassy shit. But hey, to be clear, yeah. To be clear, this podcast is already starting off with the man shaming. So we already know what type of time they're on. Well, we could have guessed it based on looks, but you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover. But 80% of the time you would be right. But the reason you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, because 20% of the time they're gonna be wrong. So you want to always leave room for those 20 percenters. You always want to leave room for the 20 to 30 percenters. But when it comes to women, I'm gonna be honest. Not so much with men, but when it comes to women, you could pretty much judge a book by its cover 95% of the time. With men, maybe 70. But anyway, shout out to Hero for Hire. Um, let's take a quick peek at this. I don't want to get my channel taken down, but supposedly Ice Spice got done up in LA. I don't think it's gonna play, but it really don't matter. She got smacked up. Everybody go check that out on your free time. Let's get back into it.
Social media has reshaped the way that men do what?
Express themselves. So do you think men became a little bit more hardcore or sassier since social media became relevant?
This is what I'll tell you, right? If I could trick you, I could beat you. I think that social media is a highlight reel. I don't think that anybody in their right mind would set up a camera and show you their flaws, right? So I think that automatically, if you believe that eyes are going to be on you, then you're going to want to be looked at or viewed in the best way possible. So I think that we just have a lot of people that are faking it till they make it.
So we got a lot of perpetrators.
For sure.
And I just think it's funny because I can remember a time where men wouldn't even want a phone in their face.
I agree.
Like they'd smack it out. They'd be like, get that camera on my face. I don't want a picture. I don't want a video. So it's just, I don't know.
I remember a time where women were uncomfortable being naked in front of millions of people too. So I think that everybody's changed with social media.
I don't know. I've always been comfortable with my body. I've always.
So, I like how he flipped it back on him though, because he see that this is just gonna be a man bashing session. He well, no, let's not get it twisted. Women different too now. Yeah, let's not just talk about how social media ruined men. It definitely ruined women more. I mean, hey, it probably has had negative effects on men, but way worse effects on women. They should have never gave you dingbats internet access. You're not fit to run your own lives. Most women aren't fit to run their own lives. Some are, but most aren't. So yeah, I like how he flipped that back on him. And she said, "Oh, I always been comfortable with my body." Being comfortable with your body and exposing your body all over the internet for the world to see is two different things. But this is being comfortable with your body and showing your body all over the internet for the world to see are two different things. But these are the manipulative tactics that women will use to try to redirect the conversation.
I don't want a picture, I don't want a video. So it's just, I don't know.
I
It's
remember a
just,
time where women were uncomfortable being naked in front of millions of people too. So I think that everybody's changed depending on, with social media.
I don't know. I've always been comfortable with my body. I've always
Well, I don't
been.
think that it's a body comfortability thing. I think that it was more so like a moral thing, or just wanting to keep
Right.
it exclusive for the man that you're in a relationship with. There's plenty of women with beautiful bodies that don't show them. I remember some of the prettiest bodiest women that would wear baggy clothes, so it could be a surprise when you got them naked.
I think women always were very sexualized though. Like you got Marilyn Monroe. Like you got a lot of people that it's just
She was a
you
whore.
just have a phone though.
No, but I'm saying like that was
Marilyn
literally.
Monroe's my girl.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, this is the thing. This is the thing, right?
It just wasn't
I'm
phone,
gonna
but
make y'all
women
work
always
today.
dress sexy
I'm gonna make
and-
y'all work today though. But she was a known streetwalker for the most part. But this is the thing though, beautiful lady.
But she was an entertainer
and she was iconic. No, but most streetwalkers are entertainers. They just don't. Some of them just not getting paid to entertain, or not getting paid in abundance to entertain.
Look at like it's just when a man is really cooking, sitting there talking to women, it's like him talking to a bunch of kindergartners. I mean, their arguments and points are so infantile, if you will. Marilyn Monroe. So is Marilyn Monroe the role model for women? Is that who women should look up to? Marilyn Monroe?
Streetwalker for the most part. But this is the thing though, beautiful lady.
But she was an entertainer.
And she was iconic. No, but most streetwalkers are entertainers. They just don't. Some of them just not getting paid to entertain, or not getting paid in abundance to entertain.
I mean, even I feel like singers, Lady Gaga, all of them, they
You're
were
naming the most like bottom of the barrel. You're naming trashy white women. Like, I'm just saying, like, can we?
bottom of the barrel.
Oh my God, let's say Trina.
Trina. Let's bring
Bottom of the
Trina.
barrel.
The examples they're using, I mean, yeah, the bottom of the barrel women, they're using entertainers and prostitutes as examples of why it should be okay to dress like a whore and expose yourself all over the internet. That says everything we need to know about these women. That these are the examples they're using to justify nonsense. Lady Gaga, Madonna, and Trina.
Lady Gaga, all of them, they were
You're naming the most like bottom of the barrel. You're naming trashy white women. Like, I'm just saying, like, can we?
bottom of the barrel.
Oh my God, let's say Trina.
Trina. Let's bring
Bottom of the
Trina.
No, now that's another
You're
one of my
going
girls.
far.
You're
You're
going
going
far. That's another one of
Pay attention, folks. Pay attention. She checking them about saying Madonna and Trina was the bottom of the barrel. Oh, them my girls. Watch yourself. They won't take up for their man like that. I bet they won't. I bet this woman right here has never checked one of her girlfriends about her man like that. Oh, don't be talking about my man like that, girl. Hold on. Watch yourself. She probably never did that. But she'll do it for two bitches she never met before in her life. Pay attention, folks.
Let's bring Trina. No, now that's another
You're
one of my
going
girls.
far.
You're
You're
going
going
far. That's another one of my
Look
girls.
at Eve. She had
And Trina, no, you can't say Trina. Hold on. But you can't say Trina or E was bottom. First of all, you can't say Trina was bottom of the barrel. Trina was the hottest chick when she came out.
Exactly.
The hottest.
So, I'm
before
not-
Bodies was out, before BBLs was out.
No,
Trina.
Pay attention. Pay attention. He said bottom of the barrel. He's talking about morals, values, character, class, sophistication. What's the first thing the female mind thinks of? She wasn't bottom of the barrel. She was one of the hottest chicks out. Their whole existence is being a hot piece of fuck meat. They don't understand value outside of that. This man said Trina was the bottom of the barrel. He didn't say she was ugly, but in a woman's small mind, that's the first place she gonna go. No, she wasn't the bottom of the barrel. She was a bad one. She was a baddie. He wasn't talking about that dingbat, but you're not smart enough to get it. Like I gotta hold up. I'm mad I didn't press record so far. Hold on, message to myself. Hold on.
came out. The hottest.
So,
before Bodies was out, before BBLs was out,
No,
Trina was the hottest.
Message to future self. Screen record the first part of this video, the first 5 minutes of this video. When I edit, when I go back to edit this as a separate episode. This is diabolical, folks. This is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one, folks. Get the donations up. I deserve it.
Let's bring in Trina. Oh, no, now that's another one of my
going
girls.
far.
You're going far. That's another one of my
Look
girls.
at Eve. She had
And you know, you can't say Trina. Hold on, but you can't say Trina RE was bottom. First of all, you can't say Trina was bottom of the barrel. Trina was the hottest chick when she came out.
Exactly.
The hottest.
I'm
before
not-
Bodies was out, before BBLs was out,
No,
Trina
so-
was the hottest out there.
I was playing with the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, she
but
was
as far as
the bottom of the
relevancy today, there is none. But definitely 20 years ago, Trina
make
was
music
definitely.
But
That's
I'm
not a-
thinking on before phones and cameras. And
Okay,
social
no,
media.
Trina definitely.
I feel like
and you know what's crazy? I thought her ass was fatter. Like, so it was like now that I see
Yeah,
it as a
'cause that
grown
was
man.
the back in
'Cause
the
I was a kid, I thought her ass was just so
Yeah,
fat.
we thought that ass
No,
was
it was big
fat.
asses back then. But her ass, like, she sold it to us.
Yeah,
She
she
sold
did.
us the illusion. It's the fattest.
See, these are the conversations we're having. These are the conversations that are put at the forefront in the black community. If Trina's ass was fat as we thought it was when we was kids. Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't have this conversation in a barbershop, but on a public platform, just as a people, I wish we had higher frequency conversations. But let's continue.
Yeah, 'cause that was the back in the
I was a kid, I thought her ass was just so
Yeah,
fat.
we thought that ass
No,
was
it was big
fat.
asses back then. But her ass, like, she sold it to us.
Yeah,
she
she
sold
did.
us the illusion. It's the
That's what-
fattest, thickest
yeah.
ass in the game. My fault.
So did.
But the biggest asses, I don't feel like was like on camera and shit back then. I feel like it was more petite women on camera back then. Like if you look at old Nelly videos and stuff, he's swiping the card through the ass on a petite girl. You know what I'm saying? You don't see no.
That little ass has some jiggle though. That little ass was fat. I don't care what you say. What's her name? Her name is white whatever. Anyway, but yeah, that little ass.
But
was
yeah,
fat.
so I do feel like women was like sexualized. I just feel like it just went on
I feel
camera.
like it just had everybody had their position.
But
Back
those
then.
are video girls
No.
we're talking about though.
Yeah, you talking about random ass.
Yeah, I'm just talking about
Social media at a young age, in a bikini, doing everything. I kind of was very similar to what I was today. I just felt like people knew their roles back in the day. Like I said.
So, okay, let's talk about it. Her argument is, oh, women have always been sexualized and there's always been whores. That doesn't make it right. They'll do anything to justify their demonic ways. You know, children have always been molested. Don't make it right. I mean, that's a horrible fucking argument. Well, women always been sexualized and yada 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 yada. And I was in a bikini when I was in a teen, and I was in bikini pics on the internet as a teen. I mean, is that a flex? I mean, why are you saying that, man? That's not a good thing. You were led wrong. Your parents failed you. I mean, you saying that with some pride.
like sexualized. I just feel like it just went on
I feel
camera.
like it just had everybody had their position.
But
Back
those
then.
are video girls
No.
we're talking about though.
yeah, you talking about random ass.
Yeah, I'm just talking about
Social media at a young age, in a bikini, doing everything. I kind of was very similar to what I was today. I just feel like people knew their roles back in the day. Like I said, men knew their roles and women knew their roles.
Yeah.
I feel like now people don't know their roles.
Yeah.
I think that a bikini is what you make it though. Like I feel like there's a difference between being in a bikini saying, "Hey, I'm on a beach setting," versus
No.
being in your bathroom, legs cocked open with a bikini
I
on.
was doing it up on the ground. I probably was more crazier back then than I am now. I feel like some girls.
So you reformed? Is that what you're insinuating?
No, I'm not reformed. I'm just older. I'm an older woman. I have different thoughts about that. You know?
Oh, so
I just-
what are your
there's certain
reservations
things I
on
don't
it now? Like, what are your thoughts?
do. I just don't do it. I just feel like it's not for me. I'm a different person now.
I feel like it depends.
So, but let's be clear about this. Yeah. She's saying she's older now, so she don't, bust it open on the gram the way she used to bust it open on MySpace, right? So what are you saying, ma'am? Are you saying it's not right? I mean, now that you're older, are you saying you grew and matured and now you realize that it wasn't right from the jump? She ain't gonna say that. Because that would go against the sisterhood. And that would go against this free, liberal-minded, just everybody do what you want if it make you happy. AKA Satan's stew.
thoughts about that. You know?
So,
I just,
so what are your
there's certain
reservations
things I
on
don't
it now? Like, what are your thoughts?
do. I just don't do it. I just feel like it's not for me. I'm a different person now.
I feel like it depends on your following, to be honest with you. Because I hate
Okay.
bitches that's on the ground, like you said, popping over, busting over, and got 3 likes. It's no point of you doing it. You get what I'm saying? Like, now, if you got a following, this is what your people here for. Like, you might be in the industry, you might get
This is what
bookings
you
from
known
it.
for. This
You
is
know
what-
what
yeah,
I'm
this is
saying?
what
Then
gets
it's
you
like,
money.
okay, you're doing it for a purpose. But for you to just be doing it with 3 likes, it's just pointless.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So the deciding factor if a young woman should bust it open on the gram for the world should be how many likes she get from it. Let that simmer on your brain for a second, folks. Their morality is based on what get the most likes, aka no morality. Getting plucked by a horse, probably would that? Never mind.
Got a following, this is what your people here for. Like, you might be in the industry, you might get
This is what
bookings
you
from
known
it.
for. This
You
is
know
what-
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
this is what
Then
gets
it's
you
like,
money.
okay, you're doing it for a purpose. But for you to just be doing it with 3 likes, it's just pointless. Yeah.
Are gender roles disappearing or evolving to something new?
Wow, that's a great question. They've been gone. Gender roles have been gone ever since. I blame black women. Black women have destroyed gender roles. Black women are the most accepting of the most non-normal shit in the world, and then they feel away about these monsters that they create. If you speak about a sassy man, if you speak about a man that lacks masculinity, the only person in this world that is more accepting of a weak bitch ass man is a black woman. Respectfully, because it's their sons, they birth them. I'm listening.
No, so but
That
you don't
one
give,
just- hold on,
you
I
don't
gotta-
give any of that to the men.
No, we
You
don't.
just-
Let me explain black men to you. You ready? Black men don't give black men a safe space. Black men don't give black men a safe space to be good. We damn sure not gonna give you a safe space to be bad. So we don't accept you being broke. We don't accept you being ugly. We don't accept your dick being small. You not being able to dance. You not being able to play basketball. You being gay. None of that is accepted with us. Black women take it right in. I got a couch for you, baby, and you can drive my car. Black women enable these black men to be this way that they are. Yes.
I agree because I always
Smart.
speak how
Smart black
women,
woman.
as mothers, I always explain to her how it was different the way my brothers was raised with my mother from the way she raised us. She was very, very hard on
the girl,
me and my
right?
sister.
But soft
the
on the
guys
boys.
is just always holding them by the fucking hand, and we had to like get it out the mud. Like, look, da-da-da-da-da-da. With them, it's like, and it's like, but like you said, it did shape them. It shaped us to be more,
Ain't that something?
and then them is kind of they
They
still.
weak as shit and still hanging on to the titty.
And so I'm like, moms, black moms, like you said, black mothers do play a
Shout out to this nigga moving her mic closer to her mouth for her on her podcast. So you look, you can tell this nigga's an arrogant nigga. We gonna get to him. Some type of ex street nigga turned millionaire. And I'm not mad at that. At all. I'm not mad at that aspect of it. But these niggas just be on some clown shit, to be frank. They just be on some clown shit. And we gonna see. You know? He's like many of the men in the world who just spend all day sucking their own cock, you know? I mean, I'm sure he does productive things too. As a man, you kind of have to get any type of respect. But his whole disposition and demeanor is probably an arrogant one. Well, not probably. We can kind of see it. I don't know the man. I'm just making an internet judgment as we do here. we gonna get back to him. But before we continue, what we're looking at here is basically just hood trash. That's what we're looking at here. I mean, shout out to him for whatever he accomplished. I'm proud of him. He turned his life around, and it's a beautiful thing. And I'm sure he helped people and do all type of good stuff with his life. I ain't saying that. But I just want people to know this isn't all black people. We just got to know who's who. Sometimes boxes are important to just put people in certain boxes. It's not that I'm saying anybody's less or more or whatever. I'm not making that argument, even though we probably could make that argument or we could have that discussion. But what I'm saying is this is just hood trash here. This is hood trash. And look, let's just continue. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I mean, look, these people here are still on some childish shit, regardless of how much money they getting or whatever. All this is some childish shit for people who are probably in their 40s. The woman on the left is probably in her 30s. It's possible that the woman on the right is in her 40s. Y'all too old for all these conversations and to be talking the way y'all talking. Everybody have their own journey. I'm not judging, but I'm not judging, but I am judging. That's what I always say. I'm not judgmental, and I am judgmental. I'm not judgmental in the sense, look, I don't have a hell to send you to. I don't know what you went through in your life. I don't know nothing about you really, other than what I'm seeing on the internet. So in that sense, I'm not judging. But y'all know what sense I am judging. Let's continue.
It's like, but like you said, it did shape them. It shaped us to be more.
Ain't that something?
And then them is kind of they
They
still.
weak as shit and still hanging on to the titty.
And so I'm like, black moms, like you said, black mothers do play a major part in that. I feel like that.
So you think black women should date outside our race?
Wow, y'all asking. So when I pause, that means I'm gonna think about it instead of saying my real response. I'm gonna be honest, and this is just me, so nobody has to be in agreement. If I see a black woman that dates outside of her race, I'm utterly disgusted. Like once she goes over there, she can't come back. Once you decide to go to pork, you can't come back to beef rib. Respectfully, yeah, for me it's despicable. That's one of the things that turn my stomach. Like, this is what I'll tell you. If she's an ugly black woman, have at it. No, seriously, like no, like you can go over there.
Done.
So I mean, this is an ignorant guy. I mean, it's good for internet. It's good for internet entertainment, but this is a pretty ignorant dude right here. But let's talk about this. A lot of people are disgusted by interracial dating. I think. You know, there's white men that say, you know, once you go black, you can't come back. We won't take you back. Once you go black, you know, you're gonna be a single mother. Even though there was a study, I don't know if it's legit or not. There was a study that came out that said black men are actually the most involved fathers, as far as like going to baseball games and helping them with their homework. It actually shows black men are the most involved, but they ain't gonna let that narrative blow up. Me, I don't care. You know, love is love, folks. I mean, I don't care what color your skin is. Most people really do. Humans very much care about race. It's no getting around that. But he's being very ignorant, talking about pink meat and I'm disgusted and it makes my stomach turn. It's a very inhumane way to talk about another human, black, white, or otherwise. See, I'm one of them people, I'm against racism always. Black people to white people to black people. You can't just be you can't just be against racism when it's against black people. And a lot of black people, I think, are like that. They don't give a fuck about. Let me put it like this. A lot of black people are cool with racism towards white people, no matter what. If an Asian racist against a white person, a lot of black people cool with it. You know, if an Indian person racist towards a white person, a lot of black people cool with it because it's like fuck whitey based on everything we went through. But we gotta level up mentally. You know, we gotta consider what God's considering, like Kendrick says. Um, let's continue.
Like once she goes over there, she can't come back. Once you decide to go to pork, you can't come back to beef rib. Respectfully, yeah, for me it's despicable. That's one of the things that turn my stomach. Like, this is what I'll tell you. If she's an ugly black woman, have at it. No, seriously, like no, like you can go over there.
Done.
Y'all gonna let me cook or not?
No,
Like,
cook. You come on.
I'm just being real.
So
Like
you are
I feel
cooking
like
right
if
now.
you are like I feel like the other races can have all the weak black women. Like if y'all want like the mediocre joints,
Yeah.
y'all can have at them. But like the bad ones, like when you see like an extraordinarily beautiful black woman, like you're like, why are you doing this? Like you're disrespecting our lineage. Like it's just I hate it. It's disgusting to me.
Have you dated outside your race?
I fucked outside of my race. I would not date outside of my race.
Interesting take. Shout out to Lauren. Lauren just donated $5. She got the ball rolling. $10 more. I'll stay on 2 hours. Yeah, this for you, Lauren. Everybody shout out Lauren. Yeah.
Say they get money, but I can't tell, ho. Yeah, glow. You can fuck with me if you wanted to. 100 motherfuckers can't tell me nothing. Hey, bitch, I'm a problem. Nobody's solving. You can keep hating, I'm popping regardless. Bro, could see this since first grade. I been that bitch. You got a girl, but it's cool. I ain't gonna say her shit. You know niggas love bitches with money. You know niggas love bitches with money. You know niggas love bitches with money. You ain't no fuck with no boss, bitch. I turned you out. When a real one hold you down, babe, you supposed to drink. Keep your stone set. I got my own baguettes. Jealousy, let it go. Results could be tragic. I push the beat, not the backseat girl. I push the beat, not the backseat girl.
All right. let me speak on this real quick before we get back started. I'll go back to like me judging these people, which I'm gonna do this whole episode. Um, we're all vessels. Satan is using these people as of right now, but we're all vessels. We're all growing and learning each day. We all have our own journeys. So in that way, I'm not judging them. But then on the surface level, I'm about to really get at them. I'm about to really get at them. What make my stomach turn? The fact that we're so tribal as a species, and we so caught up on this skin color shit. But let's continue. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get caught up in it too because I live in this world, and sometimes I talk about race in different ways, just to stir the pot. Sometime get you guys thinking.
Okay.
You gotta understand, like, so for me, like, what is, like, I wouldn't be comfortable. Like, I'm not accepting sass from a black woman, but I'm damn sure not accepting it from a Spanish or a white or like, hold up, like, 'cause it's like, you feel me? Like, I just like for slavery. Like, I feel like I seen them.
Yeah,
like,
no,
like,
I've dated a white guy before.
I get it. He joking. I get it. He joking. But I'm so off slavery and Jim Crow. It's 2026.
Did you?
Once.
Wow.
Once. Listen, once.
Like, I'm not accepting sass from a black woman, but I'm damn sure not accepting it from a Spanish or a white or like, hold up, like, 'cause it's like, you feel me? Like, I just like for slavery. Like, I feel like I seen them.
Yeah,
like,
no,
like,
I've dated a white guy before.
Did you?
Once.
Wow.
Once. Listen, once. Listen, where I'm from,
So this is imagine if he was a white man on a white podcast making, barfing faces at the idea of a white woman dating a black man. Well, that's how they really feel. That's how they really feel. But just imagine the outrage if this is a white pack. Imagine the outrage if this was a white podcast and a white man talking about, look, bleh, bleh, bleh. You dated a black dude? Bleh, bleh, bleh. Look, if it would be wrong in that instance, then it's wrong in this instance. Seriously, I'm curious. Well, I already know the answer to this. Are black people, is it a lot of black people in America still butthurt about slavery? It's 2026. You didn't go through it. Your mama didn't go through it. And I mean, let me think. What grandmama didn't go through it? Yeah. What are we talking about here?
Hold up, like, 'cause it's like, you feel me? Like, I just like for slavery. Like, I feel like I seen them.
Yeah,
like,
no,
like,
I've dated a white guy before.
Did you?
Once.
Wow.
Once. Listen, once. Listen, where I'm from, St. Louis, we don't date outside our race. We don't. I went to the military. I was in a small little
You
town.
didn't put that pink thing
Listen.
in you? Didn't put that, no, bro. Why you sucking
She
your
was
dick?
like,
Yeah, of course.
Oh, shit. I just didn't take you
He
for
was like, he was fly white dude.
I'm
I ain't gonna lie. He was a fly ass white boy. I ain't gonna lie. But listen, when I was dating him, everything that you're saying right now was in my mind. Like, it's like, damn, I can't show you to the world. I can't.
Damn,
Like,
fuck that.
How was
and
the
then
sex? Was it
the
good,
Black
though?
Lives Matter
Was
shit
the
was going
white
on.
sex
So
good,
it was
though?
like,
Let her cut.
But I want to know if the white sex was good.
It was actually.
Okay, no, I was just curious. I just didn't.
Yeah, I thought all white people had some.
That's the white
He
part.
moved out.
That's the white
Exactly.
part. That's the white shit.
Exactly.
Oh gosh. Let's hear that one more time. Let's hear that one more time. Well, no, I'll just repeat it. When we broke up, he let me keep his house. Yeah, that's some white shit. No, I'm just playing. I'm not gonna put a race on it, but I never heard a black man do no shit like that. Like the white man probably thought it was some player shit. Nah, you could just keep the house, babe. Nigga, no, what? I don't even. I'm speechless, bro. I don't even know if God gonna forgive you for that one. Let me not speak for you, God. I'm just saying you might not forgive him for that one. You let a ratchet bitch keep your house. Y'all wasn't married or nothing. I can't even speak on it. I'm so disgusted and flabbergasted.
Curious. I just didn't.
Yeah, I thought all white people had some.
How was they say they suck good pussy? Like was the head good?
Whoa.
They call them carpet munch. Okay, cool.
And when we broke up, he let me keep his house.
Oh, that's the white
He
part.
moved out.
That's the white
Exactly.
shit. That's the white shit.
Exactly.
Like, did you
He
get-
paid the rent at his house.
I
That's
get
why I
it.
moved out.
He's
I
a
was ready.
sucker, and that.
And then I caught him cheating.
Did she look good?
You can't cheat on
It was
me.
So cap. See, you got to pay attention. You have to pay attention when women get to talking. She said when we broke up, he let me keep the house. No, he let you live in that house until you got on your feet and could, get your own spot. Big difference. You got to watch. You got to listen closely when women talk.
That's the white shit.
Exactly. He paid the rent in his house.
I get it. He's a sucker. And
And then I caught him cheating.
did she look good?
You can't cheat on
It was that another black.
What a dingbat. Hold up. She said that he paid the rent in his house until I was ready to move out. Yeah, he was paying the house off. I mean, he was probably going to pay the rent either way, whether you were there or not. I mean, I'm no real estate. I'm no realtor. I'm no realtor or anything. Or, the chicks on Kendra G, realtor. If you say realtor, you're not a realtor. Never mind.
When we broke up, he let me keep his house.
Oh, that's the white
He
part.
moved out.
That's the white shit.
Exactly.
Like, could you
He paid the rent in his house.
I get it. He's a sucker. And
And then I caught him cheating.
did she look good?
You can't cheat on
It was that another black girl.
My
Yeah.
nigga. He's a nigga though. My
Yeah,
nigga.
but like you said, you why you can't cheat on me?
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
You cannot do
We're not doing that. Yeah.
Damn, you got cheated on by a white boy.
I know, right?
So that makes me never mind. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was engaged to a white man.
Oh my god! What the fuck am I sitting next to? Yo, you never know who you in a room with. Wow.
I was. His sex was good too.
I know. Do you think
His sex was good, but like how she said, he was fly. It's crazy because when I seen him at the club, his hair texture was no lie, like yours.
I'm not white, so his hair texture.
I'm just saying. I swear it was. Hair texture was like yours. Back was turned. Back was turned.
Did you feel that like that's like
The back was turned, and I did not know this man was a white man from his swag, from the back being turned. I swear, the swag was like.
So
like
at
he
what
put
point?
that shit
So
on
at what point
like
did
a
you know he
black
was
man.
white?
When that nigga turned around, I went up and introduced myself.
Okay.
Full blown.
See, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Black women prioritize swag and good D, and that's why they can't get good results on the dating market. They're fucking childish to the bitter end. Get a shirt that just say "Black women are childish to the bitter end" with a little Chucky doll, like with a black woman in a Chucky doll outfit. Childish to the bitter end with some long ass snuffleupagus lashes, some fucking long nails, and some gold chains and shit, and some ridiculous weave. Childish to the bitter end. I might get that shirt made. That's the new addition to the merch, y'all.
I swear, the swag was like.
So
like
at
he
what
put
point?
that shit
So
on
at what point
like
did you
a
know he was
black
white?
man. When that nigga turned around, I went up and introduced myself.
Okay.
Full blown white man, like white.
Okay.
But look good, dress fly.
Black people here.
But you think you got black people here?
What is black?
You think you got black people here?
What does black people here look like?
Other side.
We're not gonna start that conversation.
No, we have to. I mean, we're here now. I'm a black
Average
person.
black person.
What does average black people here look like?
This. Since you want to get technical.
But you pulled that hair and see how straight it is. It's straight as drug money. So is the average black person here straight? Is that what you're saying?
Average black person hair is kinky. Yours is like satin silk.
Yeah, you like an Indian.
Yeah, it's like Indian.
Yeah, you like Indian hair.
I'm not saying black people have bad hair or anything. Everybody has a different texture of hair.
Oh, so there's no such thing as
You
bad hair.
have, looking at your hair, you don't have hair of an average black person. No. Anybody would say that.
If I look at you, I'm
If
like,
you
oh,
took a picture
look
of your hair and
like-
sent it to somebody and said, what race is this person? They're not going to say black.
That's a fact. His hair is a little. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about this woman real quick. Boy haircut, some ridiculous styled glasses, nose ring chronicles. It's the nose ring chronicles, and a big neck tattoo. What else do you need to know? See, this is an instant. This is an instance where you could judge a book by its cover confidently. But I mean, here's the thing. But just treat people with respect, even though, like, if I met her in real life, even though I would see the tat, I would see the glasses, the nose ring, I would have an idea in my head. But I'm just gonna come to the situation, treating her with respect, treating her the way I would want somebody to treat me, and then just see what happened after that. But in the back of my head, I know, like, I kind of know where this could go. But let's see what happens.
no such thing as
You
bad hair.
have, looking at your hair, you don't have the hair of an average black person. No, anybody would say that.
If I look at you,
If you took a picture of your hair and sent it to somebody and said, "What race is this person?" They're not going to say black.
Okay, I'm in disagreement.
Look at this.
All my family look like this. What the fuck did you just do? Like, there's no dye or nothing. It's just black. Like,
Oh my god. So when I dated the white guy, though, back to that, he wanted to he liked to show me off as like an arm candy, and that's what I hated. Like I was just a trophy. Everywhere we went, it was like, take off your jacket. I want to see your outfit, and it was just everything was just showing me off. It wasn't just.
he was his prize dog.
Yes.
But that's what happens. Yeah. That's what happens when you're shallow and you prioritize swag and edge. Those are the type of people you get involved with when those are the things you prioritize. So yeah, you know, no teary eyes over here. That's what you deserved. That was God trying to teach you a lesson that I'm sure you still haven't learned to this day.
Take off your jacket. I want to see your outfit, and it was just everything was just showing me off. It wasn't just.
He was his prize dog.
Yes. Definitely.
So has modern dating changed what it means to be a man?
No. This is the thing that you have to understand. It's brackets of men. I think that we try to like umbrella every man like as if we're all the same, and we aren't. I still know men that still believe in providing and protecting, slight pursuing. I think that there's just a lot of women out here who overly value themselves, and they don't think, and they're actually frustrated because men ain't checking for them no more. But you gotta understand, we gotta be realistic, right?
All right, he about to cook a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that Lauren just donated another $5. Everybody, shout out Lauren. Let's do a little celebration. Yeah.
Say they get money, but I can't tell, ho. Yeah, glow. You can fuck with me if you wanted to. 100 motherfuckers can't tell me nothing.
Hey, bitch, I'm a problem. Nobody solving. You can keep hating, I'm popping regardless.
Real could see this since first grade. I been that bitch. You got a girl, but it's cool. I ain't gon' tell her shit.
You know niggas love bitches with money. You know niggas love bitches with money. You know niggas love bitches with money.
You ain't never fuck with no boss, bitch. I turned you out. When a real one hold you down, babe, you supposed to drink.
Stone sets, I got my own baguettes. Jealousy, let it go. Results could be tragic. I push the beat, not the backseat girl. I push the beat, not the backseat girl.
Yeah. I want to say this. Hey, what does the world judge a man on? What do most people judge a man on? Okay, what he does for a living, how competent he is, how strong he is, and how confident he is. I wouldn't say so much how he dresses. That's not, I mean, I don't think the world really tripping off that other than these shallow, B-dubs. But yeah, confidence, competence, strength, things like that. If he's responsible. And some of those things I agree with, or some things I put more weight in than others. But you know how I judge a man initially, like when I first meet him? I want to sense, first off, I'm judging his maturity level. You can usually tell how mature a man is within 5 minutes of being around him. I'm judging his maturity level first, and I'm judging his humility. His maturity, his humility, and his ability to be respectful. And most men fail my fucking test pretty quick. I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, most men fail miserably. Not that anybody's trying to live up to any of my standards. I mean, I'm nobody. I'm just letting y'all know. So this guy right here would fail on maturity. And I don't get a respectful vibe. So he would fail on respectful. He would fail on maturity. And what was the other one I said? Respectful, mature, and a sense of humility. He showed some humility a little bit in the beginning, but when he said, it don't really matter who I am. But that was part of his whole cocky attitude. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens as we continue to watch. He about to cook, though. I'll give him that. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I find most men, as I just said, I find most men to either be ridiculously immature, ridiculously disrespectful or ridiculously arrogant within the first 5 minutes. I mean, that's not all. I'm not trying to say it's most. I'm just saying a lot of guys fail pretty quick, and I'm just like, oh, another sucker. Let me get up out of here.
I think that there's just a lot of women out here who overly value themselves and they don't think, and they're actually frustrated because men ain't checking for them no more. But you gotta understand, we gotta be realistic, right? A lot of these women are in their mid to late 30s, early 40s. Body ain't what it used to be. You're disrespectful. You got a gang of kids. Pussy ain't what it used to be. You got 5 different names tattooed on you. Your kids is bad, and you're still trying to move with the same confidence of when you was 20 and when you was really having it your way. So a lot of these women get back outside and be like, "These niggas ain't spending no money," and you're washed, man. Chicks that listen. This is one thing about a woman that
Gotta
gets
ask
money.
him his age. You think? Go ahead.
There's one thing about a woman that's used to getting money spent on her. It's not even a conversation.
Right.
Like this is not a this is not a conversation.
He cooked with that. These women on the internet talking about I don't go 50-50. Well, if you was one of them women who didn't have to go 50-50, you wouldn't have to be on the internet talking about it. I said that a long time ago. By the time a woman got to talk about something on the internet, as far as what she don't do and what she do and would do and wouldn't do and what she don't settle for, she don't qualify for none of that. She would be too busy living that to constantly be on the internet every day talking about what she do and don't do. Okay, I'll give you an example. Do you think I'm trying to think of somebody? There's a reason why Jennifer Aniston ain't on the internet talking about I don't go 50-50. There's a reason why, and the internet was out back when Jennifer Aniston was young and hot. Angelina Jolie or whoever the fuck wasn't talking y'all. Y'all know I don't go 50-50, right? She don't gotta say it. She living it. She living not going 50-50. Rihanna don't gotta get on the camera. I don't go 50-50, y'all. She living not going 50-50. You see what I'm saying?
His age. You think? Go ahead.
There's one thing about a woman that's used to getting money spent on her. It's not even a conversation.
Right.
Like this is not a this is not a conversation for women that get this done. Like it's like me having a conversation about coochie, but like we're not about that. Like what are we talking about?
But do you think at a certain age of a man, like do you think at what age is like the new millennial of men? Because I also know men who have morals and who are men. But do you think like a 30-year-old right now has those same morals as of someone who's in their 40s?
We have to talk about your upbringing. We have to talk about who you've been around. We have to talk about your environment, right? A lot of men actually go through life without having proper guidance, right? So if you grew up around, let's say you grew up around a woman beater, you'll think that beating women is acceptable. If you grow up around a man who goes to the strip club throwing $10,000 every night, you would think that tricking is acceptable, right? If you grow up around a man who opens car doors and pays for everything even after the breakup, then you would think that that's acceptable. So it's all about how you were raised. And then I think that any real man, or pardon me, I don't like that term. I think that any man that is well versed in life, we won't admit it, but we take parts from the coolest men that we know and make our own version of what we want to be as a man, right? Because nothing is you.
Let me talk about that. Let me talk about that real quick. Okay. I didn't grow up with any real male role models. My grandfather was the closest thing to something I could look up to and respect. The other men in my life, they wasn't really anything to look up to be frank. Alcoholics and just deadbeat dads. And I'm not calling my dad a deadbeat dad. My dad wasn't a complete deadbeat. He would come pick me up from time to time or whatever, but that weekend dad shit is for the birds. He wasn't even a consistent weekend dad, but I saw him enough to just be able to say, like, I know my dad. I talked to my dad, and that probably did me good. Just even seeing my dad. Let's just say, I'm trying to think if I had to put an estimate on average over 18 years, how often I saw my dad. Let's just say from birth to 12. I probably would see him. I'm really trying to 50. So what is it? 52 weeks in a year. I might go kick it at his house 10 to 20 times a year from birth to 12. If I had to just take a wild guess. So it was enough to probably have a positive impact on my life, but not enough for me to really benefit from having a dad like really there, if you know what I mean. He was. I mean, I would go over his house on the weekends. I would hang out with his other kids that lived there and his other wife or his wife. And he would go get money, and that's what men do. Men go out and get money. He would go do his job. So I would see him a couple times during that weekend, and we would talk on the way to his house and on the way back to my house. But that was about it, man. It wasn't enough to really say I had a super active dad in my life. So he wasn't really nothing I was looking up to. And uncles wasn't really nothing I was looking up to for one reason or another. So I didn't really have that. I had male dudes or male dudes. I don't want to call them role models. I had guys in my life that I may have looked up to when I was a kid, but when I start getting older, I'm like, these niggas actually kind of corny. So when I start getting 14, 15, 16, I didn't respect these niggas no more. I saw the corn in their ways. So anyway, I say all that to say I pretty much just had to develop myself. I had to develop my manhood myself. I didn't really mold myself off of anybody. I had to learn all my lessons either just through trial and error or, as crazy as it sounds, shit, YouTube, whatever. I mean, I don't want to say YouTube, but um, I would say I had a good foundation of who I am as a man now, because I just always was a good kid. And that's a great foundation to start with. Just being a good person with a good heart. That's a great place to build. That's a great foundation to build your manhood upon. Just having a good heart and being a good person. And just having some type of intelligence about yourself, that helped me too. Let me read some of these comments and then we're going to get back into it. Okay. Somebody says same here. What up, Chris? My dad was married to my mother for 50 years. See, it's a major difference. Yeah, it's a difference. It's a big difference. Yeah. Still married and they're both retired. That's what's up. I still talk to my dad. I actually don't talk to my dad anymore. So we can, I mean, I don't want to go in too many detail with that, but we can touch on it real quick before I press play again. Um, okay, let me, wait, what was I about to say? I was about to say, oh, how I don't talk to my dad. So, okay, since I didn't really grow up with a consistent man in my life per se, I don't think I ever got used to being around the fellas. I mean, I would go outside and be around the fellas in a sense, and they would try to because we grew up in uh some bad neighborhoods when I was like younger. So I would go outside and fuck around in the hood, smoke Black and Miles and hang out with the older boys. And they would, try to toughen me up, hit you, play box or whatever. But I never really adopted that hard, tough shit. And I mean, it's a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, not that I'm just soft as baby shit or nothing, but shout out to T. Orlando, RB sensitive. But just all that loud, over the top aggressive shit, I never adopted that. Maybe it just wasn't me. I'm glad I didn't adopt it. It's almost performative. I never liked it. And now that I'm older, I realize why I didn't like it and why I shouldn't like it to this day. See, here's the thing about being a man. Obviously, there's a time and place to get aggressive, to buck up, and you might have to, delete a motherfucker with your bare hands. I mean, not that I can or can't do that, who knows? But I'm just saying, I get that that's a part of being a man. Protector and this and that and, going to war. It's a part of being a man. But these motherfuckers who just aggressive all day for no reason, just for the sake of being aggressive, that's lame. I don't see that as masculinity or tough, or it's like you corny, bro. So I'm glad I never adopted that super tough guy shit, talking loud, being super aggressive all day with the bros for no reason. I'm cool on that forever. I'm cool on it forever. But the way I'm disadvantaged though is when I go in those spaces, it's clear that I don't fit, and it usually doesn't translate well. Cause then it ends up with me actually fighting niggas for real. Cause it's like, no, I ain't no bitch though. But like, yeah, just cause I'm not on what y'all on, and I'm not trying to act overly tough, that don't mean I'm soft. But since niggas is cowards, and let me talk about that real quick. We gonna get back to it. Go on a quick rant. So, I mean, I'm kind of quiet, chill, keep to myself, right? So niggas and bitches see that as a weakness. So, okay, it is what it is. So niggas feel like, oh, that's the dude we could bitch. And it's like, no. But let's talk about this. Would that make those dudes cowards? So you identified the dude that you thought was soft, whether he is or not. But let's just say I am. Let's say I'm soft as baby shit, right? Hypothetically. So you identify the soft nigga and then try to bully and punk the soft nigga? Wouldn't that be coward shit? Okay. Let's just continue. I mean, like, no, seriously, like, wouldn't you be more of a tough guy if you identified the 6'5", 300-pound nigga who acting tough and go punk him? Wouldn't that be the thing that gets you like tough guy points? All right, never mind. Fuck it.
And pays for everything even after the breakup, then you would think that that's acceptable. So it's all about how you were raised. And then I think that any real man, or pardon me, I don't like that term. I think that any man that is well versed in life, we won't admit it, but we take parts from the coolest men that we know and make our own version of what we want to be as a man. Right. Because nothing is unique to a certain extent, right? Like, but never mind, I'm not gonna start cooking like that. But go ahead, listen, I'm sorry.
But I feel like nowadays social media is like raising the men instead of the parents. I feel like you can still raise your kids, but I feel like social media is raising the kids.
I agree.
So
you get inspired by it so much.
Yeah, it's like, you know.
But it's no different from rap music.
So but it's like growing up into like perpetrating. So you start off as young perpetrating. So when you get 30, you're a fucking perpetrator. You're the master perpetrator. So then you meet women and you got this mask on because you're a fucking perpetrator, but that's all you know.
But it's all about, once again, it's about your environment. Like, perpetrators aren't accepted where I'm from. So men are going to pull you up. Hey, bro, that shit corny. Like, if we can't, and that's the issue. Accountability is lacking majorly.
That is too.
In society. So like,
ain't no more big bros.
Yeah, I got little homies. And shit. I'm gonna say, hey, like, yo, that's not that. That's not how that go. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it also, the issue is, right, and I'm gonna get a little bit off topic. A lot of.
All right, let me do that. Let me go on that rant real quick. And this is why, look. The whole hanging out with the fellas, or role models, or I'm conflicted a little bit. Men do need I do think men need men in a sense. Um just to help you get through this thing called life. So in a sense, having older men who love you in your life, kind of helping you through life to some extent, can be a good thing. But then there's another thing where like you become a grown man and you really don't want nobody to tell you shit. Like, I'm grown. Like, I'm grown at this point. And I'm gonna be honest. And I don't know if it's because I didn't grow up with consistent male role models. I don't really want no nigga telling me nothing like that. Like, you my authority figure, or you my parent or something. Like, I'm grown. Like, not that I don't think no adult really wants to be little boyed or little girled. Uh, I don't know if it's ego. But I just feel like I've been getting through life pretty much by myself, so I really don't want no nigga trying to tell me nothing at this point. So yeah, the whole idea of having a big bro kind of just make my stomach turn. Like, nigga, don't try to tell me nothing. Not that can't nobody tell me nothing. Like, I don't know everything, but I guess maybe it's a tone thing. It's like how you go about it. Like, if you're gonna give me some game or try to pull me aside, talk to me like a man. Don't talk to me like you little broing me. That's what rubs me the wrong way. So the whole I'm the big homie and you the little homie dynamic, I really don't respect it. So let me just say this. let's just say a 16-year-old. I won't even try to talk to a 16-year-old like I'm a little boy in them. You a young man. I'm gonna treat you like a man. You a young man. You about to be a man. I don't get an ego boost because that's what it boiled down to. A lot of these older niggas, it's not just older niggas. Men, a lot of men struggle with ego and pride and arrogance. So that's just another thing for them to play on to be on some ego shit. You the little homie. I'm 3 years older than you, so you the little homie. Get the fuck out of here. We in the same age bracket, nigga. Niggas 21 talking about, yeah, that 18-year-old, yeah, that's my little nigga. Bro, y'all in the same. Like, I get it. You could drink and go to clubs and shit, but chill, nigga. But the point I'm trying to make is I don't get a ego boost from trying to little boy anybody. And a lot of niggas do. You could tell. They really big on that. They really get a kick out of feeling like they punked a nigga or dominated a nigga or something like that. Which, to some extent, is our nature as men, but do it in a respectable, honorable way. Shit, we could play basketball. Dunk on me in basketball. Cool, you dominated me. Fuck it, let's have a respectful debate, and you won the debate. You dominate. Like, let's do it in an honorable, respectable way. Not on some, like, punk coward shit trying to belittle somebody else. Like, this the whole ass shit I be talking about. So I went on that whole tangent to say, don't be on that little homie shit. Even if you know he the little homie and he got a lot to learn and you got a lot of game to give him, don't treat him like the little homie. Treat him like a fellow man. That's the respectable way to do it.
No more big bros.
Yeah,
nothing.
I got little homies.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, hey, like, yo, that's not that. That's not how that go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, the issue is, right, and I'm gonna get a little bit off topic. A lot of these men be old fleas and not OGs, and so there's a major difference. And so that's what's wrong, right? Like, a lot of the OGs are in prison. A lot of the OGs
Ain't
are
no
dead,
more
right?
OGs.
Or a lot of the OGs are so burnt out from the game that we don't even want to get back. You can't be an OG and be broke. OGs is retired, weight up, living good, feet soft. Like, yeah. So but that's another conversation. I apologize.
What age would you consider auntie? Because we're kind of having this debate online right now.
I think it's 29 or something like that. That's what they say online.
you.
This is what, it don't matter what I think, though. I'm because I'm an uncle. So you feel me? Like, it don't matter.
What age do you consider auntie?
Okay, let's talk about this shit. This shit is silly. This whole auntie debate and how black people get so offended by being unc or auntie. Well, men, I don't really notice. Well, no, I seen some men get offended by the unc, which is gay. Like, bro, you old. It's cool. It's cool. I think I seen T.I. get mad. Hold up. I know I could pull that up. I'm a man of a certain age, in a sense. If I'm unc, stop trying to be fucking young. I don't care about young. I don't cling to youth and coolness. That's another thing we could talk about. I don't want to. Look, I'm gonna be real. Anybody over 35 who still seem like they care about being cool, get the fuck away from me. I'm somewhere else mentally. I mean, nothing against you. God bless you and everything, but I'm just saying, like, we not probably gonna vibe if you still care about being seen as cool 35 and up. I'm not saying you can't be cool, but it's a different mentality. Like, some people just cool. It's who they are. They cool. They dress cool, but that's always been their style. Like, it's a difference between somebody who just do certain shit that happen to be cool and somebody who's trying to be cool. It's a difference. So with that being, and that's, I don't know if it's more like a black thing. This whole unc and aunt shit. I'm not offended at being unc. And now if somebody 3 years younger than me talking about unc, that's just stupid. But if somebody 10 years younger than me calling me unc, I mean, even in it, I mean, let me put it like this. I guess 10 years, I get it. 10 years, I could get it depending on what the spread is. But my point is, if a younger person called me unc, that shit ain't offensive at all. Because I'm not trying to be young. And I'm not out here trying to be cool. So that shit don't offend me. I can see if a motherfucker calling you grandpa, well, that's just disrespectful. If a motherfucker call you grandpa. But I don't think unc is disrespectful. If anything, I think it's a sign of respect. A young motherfucker could say, "What up, you old bitch?" They could say that. So Unc ain't that bad. Or they could just come up, "What's up, bitch ass nigga, you old bitch ass nigga?" I'll just take Unc.
I'm hearing people.
Women that's struggling.
So my last video.
You enjoy your
Uncle T, what's up? I ain't got on no makeup. I don't got no makeup. You see me? No makeup. No makeup. So don't play. I ain't say you ugly. I know.
Yeah, that's Ti. I fuck with Ti music growing up and shit, but he was always like on some arrogant fuck shit. Um, but see, let's break that down. And okay, I got two angles with this. This nigga was really mad. Like, this nigga was really like, bro, this nigga was mad for real. And I get like, okay, let me come from two different angles. People are always trying to roast you as a human. That's what I've experienced. Maybe just because I'm a black man. People are always trying to roast me. White people or the black people, I get it. And I try to roll with the punch. I mean, I'm not saying I can't get mad. I'm human. But if somebody just say some shit like "Unc," like that's light, bro. If that trigger you, bro, come on, bro. You must be arguing with people and checking people literally all day. If just Unc. And she had good energy. Like, trust me, I know when a bitch being shady. I deal with it all the time. Like, I didn't get a vibe that she was being funny at all. I mean, I don't know how old that woman is. She didn't look. Man, this man is 50. This man half a century. But look at the like. He's still trying to be cool though. Like, bro, like if you 50, how the fuck can you get mad at Unc? Nigga, you damn near grandpa. Like, you can't get mad at Unc at 50, bro. You are universally a Unc at 50. It's no debate. Like, look, Truck, we roast bitches over here on this channel. She didn't sound like she was being funny at all. Like, I get checking a bitch and I get being fed up with bitches' little smart comments because they're always throwing those little shots. Always. So that's the other angle. That's me. Okay, that's the angle where I'm shooting T.I. Bell because bitches are always trying to be funny and saying little disrespectful insults and shit. So I get it on one level. But see, that's why like I struggle with shit like that. Like, on one hand, people always saying funny shit and being insulting. So you want to like on on some level you want to match their energy. Like, don't come for me because I come for you type shit, right? But then on the other hand, I find myself thinking like, well, damn, I'm gonna be having to check people and be in that negative energy all day, every day. I don't want to do that. I don't want to stoop to these people level. So the balance is sometimes you do got to just check people because the disrespect just get too blatant. But my philosophy or what I try to do is just roll with the punches, laugh it off, maybe tell a little light joke. But like to get mad like this is crazy at just Unc. That's my point. Let's watch it one more time. Yeah, T.I. has always been an arrogant motherfucker. I never thought, like, even when I looked up, I don't want to say I looked up to him, but he was that nigga, like, in rap. Like, I fucked with T.I. I did. I fucked with T.I. But even as a younger person, I never thought to myself, oh, I want to have a beer. I would have a beer with him one day when I get older or whatever age, whatever, you know. I never thought that. I always saw him as an asshole, a cool asshole at the time. But now that I'm older, it's just corny. But yeah, this nigga has always been known to be an arrogant motherfucker.
Uncle T, what's up? I ain't got on no makeup.
I mean, I don't know how old she is. 30s. But I don't think unk mean you look like a bum or like do it. I mean, the nigga was fresh. Like he too sensitive. No, you can't be this sensitive, fellas. You can't be this. Like I said, I'm double minded on this because I get checking a bitch and getting fed up with women's insults. But this was uncalled for. But what was I? Oh, I was just making a whole point about people getting mad about getting called unk. So I went on a long ass fucking rant about unk and auntie, but I'm not done yet. I'm about to finish though. So the question that the lady on this podcast asked was, he's about to say some shit I totally disagree with. But anyway, at what age are you auntie? I would just say 40. At 40, you're universally unk and auntie. Because 40, technically, you old enough to have like, yeah, you old enough to have some teenaged nephews and nieces. You know, I mean, shit. Really, we could say 35, but I'll say 40. Universally, at 40, you unk and auntie at this point. No question. But let's see what he say.
What age would you consider auntie? Because we're kind of having this debate online right now.
I think it's 29 or something like that. That's what they say online. This is what, it don't matter what I think, because I'm an uncle, so you feel me? Like, it don't matter.
What age do you consider auntie?
I'm gonna be honest. I think auntie.
Right, are
you gonna let me? You ask me and don't let me finish. This is crazy. This stage side sisters. I'm being blindsided by the stage side. I think auntie is a motherfucking look. Respectfully, it's an aesthetic, man.
No, it's not, bro. No, the fuck is not. See, people just be saying shit. I get what he's saying, but no, it's not. I don't give a fuck if you look you auntie. It's an age thing. It is. It's an age thing. I'm sorry. It's not a aesthetic. I don't give a fuck how good you look at 45. You auntie. You probably got nieces and nephews about to graduate or some shit at 40. Or they in high school, something. Like, oh, especially in the black community where you can have a kid, not that you could or couldn't have a kid, but where a lot of women had kids at 16, 17, 18. Yeah, at 40, you auntie.
That's what they say online. This is what, it don't matter what I think, because I'm an uncle, so you feel me? Like, it don't matter.
What age do you consider auntie?
I'm gonna be honest. I think auntie. Are you gonna let me? You ask me and don't let me finish. This is crazy. This stage side sisters. I'm being blindsided by the stage side. I think auntie is a motherfucking look. Respectfully, it's an aesthetic, man. It's some shit out here, man. 40, 50 that is running laps around shit that's 20. So I think that auntie is like one of those terms to kind of like put like to try to be like, you can't be sexy or you can't be fly at your age. I really think that like it's disrespectful. I think that it's like a jab at an older woman who really is on the top of her game. I don't like that. When I think of an auntie, I think of a woman with a big ass back and some big ass arms with a muumuu on and some diabetic socks on. So like for me, when you ask me what is an auntie, I think it's more of an aesthetic. Because once again, I know there's some 50-year-old joints that'll make a 20-year-old eat her heart out, respectfully.
Right. So looks are
and money too. You can't be broke.
Looks play a part though, right?
Major part.
That's what I'm saying. Looks play a major part. Do you feel like your dating pool is different when your looks ain't there?
Absolutely.
As an older woman.
You know that. This is the thing. As a woman, your value is based on the way you look. Your value, that is what makes you valuable as a woman. I have to look at you and be like, man, shit, I'll protect and provide for that. Like, I want to deal with that. We talked about this earlier. We don't care about your certificates. We don't care how educated. We want the coochie to be educated and the mouth to be educated. That's all we need. This is the thing, and I was talking about this in one of my seminars, right? And this is why a lot of women have issue dating. Women romanticize and fantasize, and men compartmentalize. And so what I mean by that, right, is when I meet a woman, I am putting her in the proper compartment the first time I meet her. We know for a fact that we'll never see you before 2 a.m. in the morning. Straight like that, and we're never going to get those lines blurred. Women, you'll meet a man, and you know you ain't got no right giving him a chance. But what do women do? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to kiss a few frogs, and hopefully he'll spring to a prince. Y'all romanticize and fantasize. We compartmentalize from the rip. Bitch, you will never see me around anything or anyone, and we keep it there. Get the book True Accountability too for y'all. Don't just drop. I just did like never mind, but yeah.
Okay, so why do you think men feel so comfortable commenting on women's bodies and our hair and like surgeries? Like a man will walk up to me like, "Oh my God, is your body real?" Like that's not a question that you ask. Yes, it is, but why would you ask me that?
But Why not? Because y'all come with the same energy. Are you broke? Do you got money? Like, I feel like, why is it that y'all can ask anything?
What woman came up to you, Truth, and asked, are you broke?
I don't even have that energy.
Okay, but you think women are saying it?
Have you not seen social media? Have you not seen social media? We talked
We're talking about meeting someone.
Yeah, in person.
In person.
There's no reason why.
You think somebody is approaching somebody asking them that about
what's
money?
the issue? Of course, I mean, something's aggressive. But what
You're
is?
gonna like it regardless.
But what is that? That's not true. Everybody don't like surgery butt, so you can't say
For
that.
you to ask me
Everybody
that,
don't
like,
like
wait,
surgery butt.
For you to ask me
You coming up approaching you like something?
But he could just really be a fan of great ass and wanted to know. Maybe when you say it was done, he'd be like, I don't want it. So I'm
That's a motherfucking lie.
No.
He still want it.
Now, you see how two women are trying to tell a man how a man think about.
He still want it. Promise you he do.
For you to ask
Now, what does he want with it, though?
What, so if it is a BBL and she got surgery now, oh, she ain't something to take
Maybe he
serious or
picky.
something?
Maybe he picky. Can he be picky?
I'm saying that, what does that change though? If it is, if you like the way it looks, but it's surgery.
So I've never asked. I've never cared. But some men are just that picky. Some men may feel. Let me cook for a second. Some men may feel that if you're going to get your body done, maybe you got self-esteem issues. Some men may feel like some people really look at that like a sickness. You got to understand. To go get light.
Yeah, it is a sickness. It is a sickness. Yeah, I see it as a mental illness. But see, let me touch on this real quick. All these women are ridiculously insecure. Most women would get Botox. They might not get a BBL, but you'd be surprised at what percentage of women. It might be a study on that. Hold on, let me look it up.
And 94% of procedures being performed on them. Around 15% of women under 40 are open to Botox, especially for preventative treatments, and users report high satisfaction rates.
Yeah, a lot of women are okay with the concept. I'll just leave it at that. But I think I looked at some of this. I think she said something about a man came up to her and asked her, "Is it real?" or whatever. See, these women give off the energy, and they have the aesthetic of a woman you would go up to and ask them if she got a BBL. Go up to them and ask them if they got a BBL or not. That's the vibe they give off.
Let me cook for a second. Some men may feel that if you're going to get your body done, maybe you got self-esteem issues. Some men may feel like some people really look at that like a sickness. You got to understand. To go get lipo and the BBLs and all those, like that shit hurt. It's a dreadful process. That shit's painful. You got to get the massages. You're passing out. I've been around plenty BBL. I've been around. I know the process. Some people look at it like, damn, like you sick. Like you don't like this stuff that much. So maybe that could be his reasoning. I don't know. It could be like you got to look at the psyche of it sometimes. Like don't just look so surface level. Me personally, I'm a man. I like women. Like an ass it look good. Like but we do know the difference. I don't even like talking about bodies. I'm the wrong nigga to ask because I know I'm gonna go viral and I don't feel like it. So I'm getting off of that. Every woman is beautiful. I don't care if you're 700 pounds or 7. I love all you.
I think it's very weird when a man approaches talking anything about a body.
Why though? Why can't he have a preference? Why can't he say something?
Because I just feel like it's very weird.
I think that we live in a world where a lot of transsexuals too. I gotta know.
If she has a BBL.
I gotta know. I think
that's a whole gender.
Fellas, I think you do need to know, right? Because now I feel like if you got your butt done, maybe you got your dick done. Like we don't know.
That's not
And
why
fellas,
I'm asking.
you don't know.
I'm gonna tell you, when a man is
Okay.
approaching asking that, he's being an asshole most of the time.
That's
I promise you. You can feel the energy.
It could
He's
be a
being
Yeah, you're right. He probably is. You know what? You probably are right. He's being an a-hole, but y'all love a-holes. You love them. You give your pee hole to a-holes all the time. That's why they do it, because it works. Especially on women like you, Wasabi. Yeah, so you're right. And you loved every second of it. If a dude came up talking about, hey, queen, I just want to get to know you, grand rising queen, you wouldn't be into that.
You do need to know, right? Because now I feel like if you got your butt done, maybe you got your dick done. Like we don't know.
That's not
And
why
fellas,
I'm asking.
you don't know.
I'm gonna
You
tell you,
can't.
when a man is
Okay.
approaching asking that, he's being an asshole most of the time. I promise you. You can feel the energy.
It could
He's
be a
being an
compliment though. It could be
But that's the
maybe.
thing. I feel like men think it's a compliment.
Because that's how. Because you got to think, right?
I don't think it's a
Hold on,
compliment. I think it's being funny.
Can I give you a perspective real quick? That's like me pulling my pants down. You say, "Damn, Truth, you got your dick done?" I'm like, "Shit, nah," but that's how we look at shit. So if a nigga like,
Yeah,
"Damn,
that's what I'm
Stacks,
saying.
like that shit looks so good that it has to be surgically perfect," we're looking at it like we're flattering you.
Yeah, but
Some guys
it's not-
ask to be weird.
Oh my god, is it really weird? All right,
It is
I'm sorry.
weird. It's weird.
I digress.
I feel like men don't know how to compliment a woman no more. Like I feel like men just say stupid shit.
I think women don't know how to take compliments anymore.
I don't think y'all are worth compliments. Yeah, I don't think y'all worth compliments. I think men know how to compliment women who deserve compliments. Y'all deserve backhanded compliments. It's the type of stuff that y'all like and you've been responding to since you were 15. They know how to deal with women like you. They've been dealing with women like you their whole lives. They know that, oh, how you doing, beautiful? You so gorgeous. Your aura is just so radiant. They know you don't respond to stuff like that. You got the spirit of a hood rat in you. You're not going to respond to classy, sophisticated compliments. And they know that. And they right. Let's be real. All right. Let's see. Uh let's move on for now. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. I mean, we went over some of it. We went over 20 something minutes. Let's see what this one's talking about again.
Women generally only going to get married or want to get married for three things or a combination of all three. One, they want to have a party, right? They want to get married. They don't necessarily want to be married. I can't wait to have this amazing thing where it's all about me and I get to wear this great, amazing dress. And oh my God, everybody's chanting my name and everybody loves me. That's number one. They get to have.
Yeah, let me touch on the shout out to Money Man. Let me touch on the title of this live stream. Women over 35 don't deserve marriage. Why is that? Well, here, okay. How do you let's first talk about how you even become a woman single on the dating market at 35. It's not by having good morals and prioritizing marriage from a young age. I mean, I could probably go on a few different reasons. Okay. One way that a woman would deserve marriage over 35, she's single on a dating market. Obviously, if she's a widow, she's been a wife, her husband died, she could deserve marriage. Or, how can I? Here's another example I'll give. A woman who stayed loyal to a man from, I don't know, 16 to 35, and he just left her. He never married her, and he just left her. He wasn't a horrible guy. He just didn't marry her, and he left her. Something like that. All right, she can make an argument that she deserved marriage. She's been a good, loyal woman to one man, and he left her. She could deserve marriage. Something like that. I'm trying to think, is there another scenario? Um, if she was married from 21 to 35, and yeah, he left her or cheated and she left. Or he kept cheating. She tried to even stay, but he kept cheating and getting more disrespectful with it or something. And she just finally said, I can't take it no more and left. She could deserve marriage single over 35. But those are like the only scenarios where a woman could make an argument that she still deserves marriage single on a dating market 35 plus. So some other scenarios are she was riding the CC from 15 to 35. That's going to be a lot of the cases. And let me make this distinction. Like, some would say woes have two categories they can go in this life when it comes to the dating world: 304 or housewife. So just because a woman wasn't, busting it open for a real one every weekend doesn't mean she doesn't go in the 304 category. So technically, I mean, definitely by old standards, if a woman just Okay, so back to what I was saying. By old standards, if a woman, never got married and she had, 4 boyfriends from 16 to 35, she still was considered a 304. She's been having bedroom fun out of wedlock with, multiple men. By old standards, that's a 304. So let me say it again. From 15 to 35, a woman had, let's just say, 3 boyfriends from 15 to 35. That's 20 years, 3 boyfriends in 20 years. And let's just say they was all 6.5 years or whatever apiece. By old standards, she was still a 304. By those standards, most of my family members, well, look, I'll just say it. By those standards, all of the women I love in my life are 304s. Most of the women in my family was having bedroom fun with multiple men out of wedlock. Regardless if I love them or not, they was 304s.
Have a big party. 2, it is a status symbol, or it is a status or a hierarchical badge of honor to be a married woman, and women care about their status in terms of social hierarchy. So a married woman is generally perceived as being higher status in the social hierarchy than an unmarried or a single woman. And for 3, it's an insurance policy. So just like Dr. Ryman, what Taraban was saying, it's, well, I want to make sure that if we have issues, that my guy is not going to just tuck tail and run. And if he doesn't want to be with me anymore,
Okay, I'm gonna be right back, y'all. I kind of want to go over this, so I'm not gonna play this while I'm gone. So I'll just play. I'm gonna find something else to play. I'll just play. Let me see what I want to play. Hold on.
You might think my story of having a baby at 47 has nothing to do with your young life, but let me tell you how every part of it does.
I'll just play this. I'll be right back.
I bought into friends with benefit. I did what's called dating beneath myself. That's what my best friend at the time told me. I came from a good family, had my college degrees, had traveled and filled up my passport book, and yet I was dating a weed head. I dated a drug dealer twice. I dated drug dealers. Why would I do that in my 20s? Wasting myself, knowing that these were not husband materials, knowing it was just fun and games. It wasn't until my 30s that I actually started to come correct and work on my personal character. But you don't have to wait to work on your personal character. Don't buy into society norms of it's okay to sleep around. It's okay to smoke weed and drug your body, having toxic relationships, being around people that make you want to fight, do ugly things. This is how you can waste your time and waste your fertility and wind up not having a baby until far later in life. Take care of yourself. Take care of your body. Be selective with your heart, your mind, your soul, and your private parts. You live a good life starting today.
What's your first impression from that?
I would say she's speaking from her experience, and I find it really interesting that she said in her 30s, that's when things started to click for her, because once you're like 29, 30, that's when you experience your Saturn return. And
What meaning?
So basically the planet Saturn that's moving in the sky will move and be at the same exact place as Saturn in your birth chart. And this is definitely a time of restructure,
Rebirth.
alignment. It can feel like a rebirth sometimes because it's a wake-up call.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big reality check with people having to realize what's working in their lives and what isn't. And this can be a moment where people grow up. People tend to call Saturn returns your usher or your transition into adulthood. Like that's when you become, a real adult, when you experience Saturn.
So it's not when the bills hit.
I would say there's a big difference from your 30s and your 20s. I will say 20s is definitely a rough decade for life. 20s is definitely a rough decade. But I would say that things might not really fully click until you get to that point. I mean, sometimes it will sooner. Sometimes people have phenomenal Saturn returns, but sometimes people get rocked during their Saturn returns. But it's definitely like moments of realization with, you know, what you want to do with your life. Saturn also is the planet of responsibilities. It's the planet of commitments. This could also be a time where people start to realize, like, you know, am I in the right relationship? A lot of astrologers tend to say that you probably shouldn't get married before your Saturn return. I feel like you can do whatever you want, but there is sometimes moments of realization once you hit your Saturn return, if you are in the right partnership or you're in the right experience for what you want to do in life and how you want to move forward.
So you're saying, just making sure I'm understanding, that a lot of astrologers say you shouldn't get married essentially to about 29, 30 years old?
It tends to be a discourse in the astrology world. I do hear that pretty often, but I would say most astrologers do tend to feel like people should do whatever they want. Like
will.
It's free will, you know? I will say fate will take its course.
Fuck around and find out, essentially.
But I will say there are people that do say that like your level of responsibility and how you view commitment and how you view your life, it does change around that time. So sometimes you might not have that level of full maturity or a fuller maturity to realize that maybe this isn't the right relationship or, you know, why you got into the relationship in the first place. Sometimes people do things based off of impulse, or they might feel like obligation, and obligation is definitely a Saturnian thing. And this can be a moment where we decide to realign in terms of our obligation. You know, what do we want to do? How do we want to live? And sometimes people realize that they might want to quit their job and move across the country, or the person that they've known for their whole life might be the one for them. So it's definitely that moment where you start to have these realizations where you feel like you need to get your shit together.
Which makes sense, and why we have a lot of people complaining about wasting their time in their 20s, and they, like her, they sit there, they reflect at a point where it's like, well, damn, I messed up. And that's why I do also think that we...
Okay, bro. Look, first off, the pink shirt, the tight pink shirt with your thighs out, with the pink, like that's like that can't be a guy's hat. Like, look, I don't got a problem with gay men. If you gay, you gay. But this is a gay ass outfit, bro. And the shades look girly. The 2 earrings in your ear, the long hair, like Rico. I don't know, man. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Wait, this is another sidetrack real quick. Tell me what y'all think about this. When somebody goes out of their way to tell me a particular person is such a good guy, or oh, she a real cool chick, I never believe them. I have a really bad history with somebody like preemptively, if I'm using the right word, saying like, oh yeah, such and such, oh yeah, they're a real good dude, or yeah, she a real good one. She a real solid girl. It always is the complete opposite. I'm like, what the fuck were they talking about? This person's a piece of shit, an obnoxious piece of shit. What the hell were they talking about? Well, what has been y'all experience with that? Yeah, such and such. Oh yeah. Shout out to Copper. Shout out to Copper. Copper, do you got your own channel? I think I came across. I don't know if I came across you on YouTube today, or I might be thinking of somebody different. Anyway, let's get back to what I wanted to go over. We might go do a Kendra. Let me drop the Rumble. Let's see. Shout out to the one Rumbleite watching me. We might do a Kendra, so I'm dropping the Rumble link right now. You don't have to sign up for Rumble to watch it. All you gotta do is click the link and watch. I just dropped the link. See if anybody watched me on BitChute. Oh, I guess it didn't work for some reason. That's whack. The stream didn't work out at all. Anyway, let's get back to this. No, but real quick, before I get back to it, do y'all think this is a gay ass outfit? Because from what I know, Rico is straight. I think he definitely got kids, and I think he with a woman. But just never mind. Whatever. Y'all let me know if this is a gay ass outfit, or if I'm just tripping and being judgy. Oh, real quick, I did a really dope exclusive episode on dating dysfunctions today. So please go over to Dating Dysfunctions and join the membership. I just did an exclusive episode, 25 minutes. Exclusive over there. It was really good. It was funny. Go check it out by joining the membership. $5 a month. 8 exclusives a month for $5. All right, let's get back to it. If I can fucking find it. Here we go.
Or he decides that this is no longer something he wants to be a part of, he can't just get out of it so easily. Isn't that kind of an issue? Wouldn't you rather have somebody that chooses to stay with you and doesn't have to versus someone that stays with you because the government or a contract they went into essentially under duress is compelling them to? So I don't ever really hear an argument for marriage by women other than one of those three things.
I feel like I'm hearing people talk. I feel like are you all of your parents divorced? Like, what are you guys talking about? I'm sitting
No.
here and I'm just like, are these people depressed? Like,
Here we go with the shaming language. You can't make this stuff up, folks. See, but that's all she can relate to is having certain philosophies based on feelings. Are y'all depressed or are you butthurt because your parents got divorced? No, everything isn't based on feelings, dingbat. Unlike with women. They had a logical assessment of marriage and decided it wasn't for them. It wasn't based on fees like everything is based on with you.
what are these people doing? Why are they thinking like this? Like like women, like I can make, like I was.
Why do you want to be married, Alia? Why do you want to be married?
Because I believe to be honest, I believe in love more now at 36 than I did at 26.
What does love have to do with marriage?
So the way
Can the two exist separately? Sorry, I don't mean to keep cutting you up. Can the two exist separately here? Okay, so what's the problem?
I think that if somebody's like weirded out by signing papers of marriage, then they probably don't want to marry that person.
Or they have a problem with the agreement.
Yeah, right.
If you have a problem with an agreement, you probably don't want to marry that person because you think that, like, okay, so just a background. My parents were in love, married for love, had 6 children.
Once again, love has nothing to do with marriage. I mean, you could be in love and have 6 children without signing a paper with the government. All right, I have to cut the live stream unexpectedly for reasons out of my control. So, I might come back on later or I might not. But either way, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this. Take care. Good night. I may be back. We'll see. But if not, I'll see you tomorrow. Bear with me. I don't know. I might stay on. Bear with me. So the stream is either going to cut off within the next couple of minutes or it's going to continue. I'll leave it at that.
My mom, then they probably don't want to marry that person.
Or they have a problem with the agreement.
Yeah, right.
If you have a problem with an agreement, you probably don't want to marry that person because you think that, okay, so just a background. My parents were in love, married for love, had 6 children. My mom, my dad sometimes we didn't have money. My mom was like, okay, we're just gonna, we're gonna have a tough period. So I saw a lot of give and take, and I don't even did they have fights and did somebody mention divorce? Maybe, but I guess in when your parents truly love each other, I don't think.
Oh yeah, here's what's happening right now. Really quickly, and I think this is something that I always like to drive home because I do a show similar like this. When men generally talk about dating and relationships and the relationship sphere, we're talking about other people. We're talking about out there, what we're seeing by the hundreds, if not thousands of men that we've worked with, or the people that we see. Women tend to look at these things only from their personal lens and their personal experience. So I'm not saying you're wrong for what you're saying, but you are looking at this through an extremely narrow view of your family only, not all these other folks that are out there. So that's in what we're talking about is, let's do a quick thought experiment. If I said, hey, you've got to sign this contract, whereas if I just feel bored enough, feel like I don't want to do this anymore, feel like one day I just decide hey, I don't really feel like playing house with you anymore, you've got to give me half of your stuff and possibly lose access to the kids just because I feel like it. Is that something, if knowing that is the stakes or the terms of the agreement, would you enter into that agreement and you have no recourse? Because that's what men are being faced with every day when it comes to marriage.
Look, I see the point about me talking about my own experience. I'm kind of doing that just to give our listeners a different side of view, and being the side of you. I've read enough books and heard enough stuff about whatever you guys are saying. Yeah, it's true, but I'm just here to be that other voice. The thing so I come from Eastern Europe where if you get divorced, you just give the wife the house and the car, whatever, and she kind of stays with because she's doing more of the kids stuff. And men, like, it's kind of in our culture, weak men who are worried about like losing their Toyota Corolla. It's a little like it's kind of gay. A little. I don't like.
See, that's all they have. All they have is shame and language. You're gay. If you don't want to get married, you're gay. That's literally your argument. That's that's the best argument that her puny brain could formulate. Most women look. Okay, let me ask you this, lady. Would you marry a man with a Toyota Corolla? She lives in New York, by the way. So that example wouldn't even apply to you. You're not gonna marry a man with a Toyota Corolla. I mean, funny little jokey joke, but but yeah, even if I did have a Toyota Corolla, I don't want to lose my Toyota Corolla. Whatever.
Okay, can I jump in here? So I think that unfortunately you might be guilty of kind of a logical fallacy or an overgeneralization. When men balk at the agreement and you say that they don't want to get married, I'd like to make an analogy. So in general, if it works in business, it works in relationships because it's the same underlying premise. It's the exchange of value. So if I were to offer you a job, but I was only going to pay you $10,000 a year, and I wasn't going to give you any kind of time off, and I was going to own all the products that you created under my name, and you refused to sign that agreement, that would be comparable to me saying, I guess she just doesn't want a job. I guess she just doesn't want to work. Maybe the agreement is shitty. Maybe the terms need to change. Now, to your point about the weak men, there's something to that point. You have a grain of truth here, which is why marriage is increasingly either a poor man's game because he has nothing to lose. You can't get blood from a stone. And that's why you see the lower economic status getting married and having a bunch of kids, or it's a rich man status symbol because he can afford to get divorced and still come out okay. It's the folks in the middle. You knock the Toyota Corolla, but for the average person who's just like getting by and has like 2 weeks of savings if he gets fired, taking away his Corolla is a huge hit. Like maybe he can't get to work. So it's like in the middle, we're working with smaller margins. You can't take anything.
It's like talking to a kindergartner. Like I said this earlier. I mean, grown men talking to women is like grown men talking to a 6-year-old. It's almost unfair. Like this is like, like what? These are. I mean, the men are making logical, intellectual arguments, and her response was, "You're gay if you don't want to get married."
It's the folks in the middle. You knock the Toyota Corolla, but for the average person who's just like getting by and has like 2 weeks of savings if he gets fired, taking away his Corolla is a huge hit. Like maybe he can't get to work. So it's like in the middle, we're working with smaller margins. You can't take anything from the poor people, and the rich people are going to be okay. That's why, and we have this widening the middle class is disappearing. And so that's why marriage rates are going down. It's an economic argument.
Yeah, I feel like language like that is what makes men fear losing, half of their net worth at 35. I'm 36. If I lost half of my net worth, and if I couldn't gain it back, that is a statement about my ability. That's not a statement about,
Okay, I don't know if it's called a logical fallacy or what, but is your argument I should sign a bad deal where I might lose half my stuff because I can get it back? That's a stupid argument. Why would I sign a bad deal just because technically I have the ability to gain back what I lost in the bad deal? I don't want to lose in a bad deal, regardless of my ability to regain the losses. Like that is so stupid. So that's stupid. That's like saying, okay, I usually have an extra $10,000 a year left over. At the end of the year, I usually have 10,000 in savings extra from what I've earned this year, right? So it's cool if I lose the 10,000 because I'll just make another 10,000 next year. So I'll sign this bad deal to lose the 10,000. like, I don't know how somebody like this makes it in New York. Like, what does she do for a living being this slow? Never mind.
Taking away his Corolla is a huge hit. Like maybe he can't get to work. So it's like in the middle, we're working with smaller margins. You can't take anything from the poor people, and the rich people are going to be okay. That's why, and we have this widening the middle class is disappearing. And so that's why marriage rates are going down. It's an economic argument.
Yeah, I feel like language like that is what makes men fear losing, half of their net worth at 35. I'm 36. If I lost half of my net worth, and if I couldn't gain it back, that is a statement about my ability. That's not a statement about, just like an unfortunate life situation. So I think that kind of language makes
a little too
men
harsh. Oh yeah, it's in the same way that like anybody could start over, right? But no one's going to go back to get a PhD at 60. It just takes too long. So the 10 years that you have in your 20s is different from your 10 years in your 40s.
But men
and the dating game is very, very different.
Men are not giving birth to babies and staying at home. They're building their
Women aren't
careers
giving birth
the
to
whole
babies
time.
either. Like that's the other thing is they're not.
Right,
Their
so
population collapse is coming.
I'm
We're not
okay to
it's below
sign an
replacement
agreement
rate.
and lose half of my net worth. Like I've dated men where I've had more money. Like I specifically went to work on Wall Street because I was like, I come from a poor family. I have no money.
Look, let me just put it like this. It's just not, forget about losing half of your net worth. It's just not worth it because there's no benefit in it for the man. Even if it don't like for the average middle class man, there is just no benefit to signing the legal paperwork. Like it just isn't. Nothing is gonna get better once he puts a ring on your finger and sign an agreement with the government. The sex isn't gonna get better. Your attitude isn't gonna get better. Nothing about who you are and nothing about this relationship is gonna improve because we signed a legal document with the government. It's an insurance policy for you, the woman. That's it. Marriage is not for most men. It doesn't do anything for most men. It's something for you. You're trying to shame a man into marrying you because it's all the benefits are weighted to your side. That's all you're trying to do with all your arguments. Shame a man into setting you up for life. That's all she's doing. She's not even making arguments. I would respect it more if she was like, no, these are all the benefits you get when you marry me. This is all I can bring to a man. She's not even saying that. She's just saying you're a little punk if you don't want to marry me to your detriment. And she thinks that's going to work to convince men to marry her or to convince these men to want to get married.
And lose half of my net worth. Like I've dated men where I've had more money. Like I specifically went to work on Wall Street because I was like, I come from a poor family. I have no money. I have to have my own money to be able to dictate rules in the world.
Look, I'm going to get my pizza out the oven. I can't miss any of this. It's so stupid. I just don't want to miss anything. So let's go back to watching this other thing.
We definitely need a solid foundation in that early adulthood, that 18, 21-year-old mark, because you're just experiencing things and you actually don't actually you're not actually thinking about the outcomes, the long-term play. A lot of people, not everybody, of course.
No, that's true though.
Especially women like her who are just dating drug dealers and getting high. And now she's saying she's 46 with her
didn't
baby.
say she was getting high.
I think she didn't say that.
About weed.
She said,
I think she said they were selling the weed.
Okay.
But she also said for women not to get high and sleep around, which I'm going to assume that's what she was also doing because she was trying to speak from her own experience without saying
I don't know. Was she just speaking to women?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Because she was her whole thing is about being pregnant, having her first pregnancy over the age of 40.
She's 47 now, right?
Yeah, or 46 or 47.
So she probably had her like 45.
Yeah.
There are some people that are meant to have children when they're older. Sometimes people have them younger. Sometimes people have, children different age ranges in their lives. But you can also see in a chart or get an idea of when people will have their first child. But I feel like she needed to, get that moment of clarity. And Saturn returns are definitely big on that. But the 20s is definitely the decade to kind of fuck up. I mean, you can choose, any time in your life to fuck up, but it tends to happen a lot during your 20s because there's a lot of things going on.
Can you look at my chart and tell me if I got any more kids coming? Because I need to be aware now.
We can do that after the show.
I need to see how many more kids is on the way. Because
is Saturn return only 29-30? Is it like every cusp?
Every 30 years. So you can have a Saturn return when you're like close to your 90s or in your 90s.
What's the return when it's 39-40 or like 49-50? Is it
It
Saturn?
would be more like 59-60, but yeah, that would be Saturn returning to that same moment. But every planet except Neptune and Pluto can have a return in somebody's lifetime if they live long enough.
Okay. Interesting.
I would say relationships have been going through a lot over the past couple of years.
Here specifically.
For sure.
What we're talking about. No, I'm just saying. For
America. Yeah, America specifically.
Just here.
Yeah, like, let me just say this again. I hate to keep getting on this, but where I grew up, yeah, bro would have to know how to fight with that outfit on. Look, I respect his bravery, but there's a lot of places this man can't go with that fit on. Or maybe times have changed. I'm old.
In your 40s.
But men
And the
are
dating
not
game is
giving
very,
birth
very
to-
different.
Men are not giving birth to babies and staying at home. They're building their
Women aren't
careers
giving
the
birth to
whole
babies
time.
either. That's the other thing is they're not.
Right,
The
so-
population collapse is coming.
I'm
We're not
okay
at
to
a
sign
low
an
replacement
agreement
rate.
and lose half of my net worth. Like I've dated men where I've had more money. Like I specifically went to work on Wall Street because I was like, I come from a poor family. I have no money. I have to have my own money to be able to dictate rules in the world. If I'm doing that and some guy is scared about his Toyota Corolla, like why should I feel bad for him?
Well, you're not dating the guy that drives a Corolla anyway. Let's just be honest. Like that guy's already so far out of your pay grade anyway. Like you're not dating.
Yeah, she looking down now because I already made that point. She keep talking about some dude with a Toyota Corolla. She would never look twice at a dude with a Toyota. She would laugh at a guy. If a guy pulled up in a Toyota Corolla and just said, "Hi, ma'am," she would laugh in his face. So what? Just let him cook. I mean, I already said that. Like, let's cut the crap. You would never date a guy with a Toyota Corolla.
Dude that if he lost his Corolla tomorrow, he'd be going insane. You're not dating that kind of guy, or that's not the guy you want to go after.
And she's not dating the stocking manager at Walmart.
Correct.
Cat got your tongue, toots?
So it's kind of a non-issue.
But also, I guess I grew up with different kind of narratives about what happens, like what happens if there's a divorce. My dad's kind of in Eastern Europe. If you get divorced, you give the wife and you're like, okay, like you cannot be like upset at me. You have the children, take care of them. Like I will be, because they typically live with the mom everywhere. So
What do you mean they typically live with the? Okay, what did she say? Eastern Europe. So she's saying in Eastern Europe, the guys are just like, cool, take my house I've been working for 20 years and just keep my kids. I'll go live under the bridge, but just we're free and clear. God bless. Like, why would that even be okay? To just give the woman the house and let her raise the kids as a single mother, and dad is just some disposable thing that can just leave. And as long as he sends the check, this is sick.
I think I just grew up with different rules for what masculinity or what taking charge or, you know, being a provider means.
I have a completely different perspective on all of this.
Let's hear
that
from
I'd love to
Lindsay.
share.
I want to hear from Lindsay.
Yeah, so I think it's all about how you view marriage, right? Like I view marriage as not a contract. I view it as a commitment in front of God. And so I think if you're looking at it from a spiritual perspective, then that's a whole completely different view.
This is all hogwash. Listen, look, listen. These religious women are horrible women in marriages too. Like that sounds good. Like, oh, it's a commitment by God. They don't listen. And listen, these women are nuts. So I don't care if they're religious or not. As time goes by, they just get more crazy and combative. Most women. I don't care how religious she is. She could be some of the worst women I know are claimed to be these diehard Christians. They're some of the worst women I know. So that sounds cute. This Christian conservative hogwash. They're screwing men over just as much, and they're being huge buttholes to their husbands just as much. They're disrespecting them and belittling them and emasculating him just as much as the worldly women. So don't get caught up in that crap. Please don't get caught up in that.
And it's like being able to serve your creator together and come together. And I think there's it's just an interesting thought, right? That like, you know, men obviously have one opinion about it, women have another. I think women complain about you know, men not stepping up to the plate and making enough money. I think that there's now
it's not worth it. It's not worth it to step yourself up as a man to get a woman who's just going to emasculate you and be a burden on your life. If I'm going to step myself up as a man, it's going to just be for myself. It's not going to be to take care of some woman who's not going to do anything but tell me it's not enough every day anyway. Like that, I just want to debunk that myth. Fellas, level up, but don't level up for a woman because they're not worth leveling up for. Men are the ones with the value. Like, let me just listen. Look, men are the prize. So if anything, women should level themselves up for us. Women should get better jobs to level up to be worthy of us. How about that?
Now in society, women are so empowered that we have the ability to do things on our own, right? We can make a ton of money. We could even have a baby on, you know, by ourselves, like getting IVF, right? So it's like, why would we need a man? But then you look at a partnership and the reason why marriage exists, it's not about you at the end of the day, right? It's about like serving others. That's kind of how I view it. Just kind of different, but.
Then your marriage is only as strong as your religious convictions. I mean, religious people get divorced literally all the time. You know, you're still making a bet that someone does not have a change of heart that is strong enough to override whatever conviction they have. And women are incredibly fickle when it comes to their emotions and their decision making. But I think you brought up a good point, Lindsay, as far as women can make their own money and women can do that. I mean, again, like, women raising kids by themselves is a disaster. Single motherhood is crippling kids for the future. It's a terrible thing that is not working. And we know that if we look at any meaningful statistics across the board when it comes to runaways, suicide rates, incarceration rates. But I think the bigger issue at play here, or what I think is funny and ironic, I should say, is that women sort of fell for the psyop of feminism that said, you don't need a man, you're better than men. And then they turn around and point the finger at men and say, it's your fault that you don't make enough money and you're not strong enough, and what happened to men stepping up. So it's like you got duped, but it's still the men's fault, which I always find ironic and funny. I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just kind of saying that's a common sentiment that a lot of men are saying, or a lot of women are saying, where it's, well, men aren't making enough money anymore. Like, we make our own money, so what good are men for? Or what what are men good for? And on top of that, it's like, without men, you wouldn't be able to make the money you make. Without men stepping aside or allowing women to have the freedoms that they have and have the jobs that they can have and go work on Wall Street, you wouldn't be able to, because men have the monopoly on force. So I think this is something that often gets swept under the rug, where the people that...
Well, this is why you just dominate them and control them. Yeah, period. I mean, women aren't going to be righteous humans left to their own devices on average. And that's why throughout the history of humankind, men just completely dominated women, because they knew that this was the future if women ever got empowered. They knew that it's going to go to shit if they ever get empowered. And that's exactly what happened. All the misogynists from the 1300s, 200 AD were all right about women. We all need to apologize to all those mean misogynist men from times past. You guys were totally right. You're totally right.
It's still the men's fault, which I always find ironic and funny. I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just kind of saying that's a common sentiment that a lot of men are saying, or a lot of women are saying, where it's, well, men aren't making enough money anymore. Like, we make our own money, so what good are men for? Or what are men good for? And on top of that, it's like, without men, you wouldn't be able to make the money you make. Without men stepping aside or allowing women to have the freedoms that they have and have the jobs that they can have and go work on Wall Street, you wouldn't be able to, because men have the monopoly on force. So I think this is something that often gets swept under the rug, where the people that continue to prop up society and the people that continue to keep our infrastructure running and all of these freedoms that we think are sort of, we just wake up and are handed to us, are only given to us by men. And but in the same breath, we demonize these men for not making enough money, and we don't want to date them as women. I just find that ironic.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting perspective. I mean, I think men and women bring different things to the table, right? Like,
Sure.
Women literally bring life into this world, but you need both to create life.
Yeah, you need a man
it's
as well.
kind of like, I hear you on the...
You know what I find funny? That women in these conversations, women's always bring up, they got to go back to this because this is one of the only things they have other than cooking and cleaning, the two most basic things you can do as an adult living in a house. We bring life into the world. It's literally a natural process. You get inseminated, and then the natural process just takes its place. Now, look, I'll give you your credit in pushing out a human out of your hoo-ha, because I probably would pass out and just die on the spot. But, like, that being able to give birth isn't an accomplishment. It's a natural process that takes place. I mean, it's an accomplishment. Like, okay, like I said, it's an accomplishment that you like went through the labor. Like I said, I don't know if I could do it. So I'll give you credit for the, when you actually go into labor and you got to go through all that and get the epidural, and like, that's some gangster shit. I'll admit it. I'll give women their full credit on that. But when they try to use it as their like magnum opus of their value on the planet, it's kind of pathetic. That's like me taking me using me taking a piss as just like, that's a bad example, but y'all get what I'm saying. like, like I don't want to compare it to taking a poop, but y'all get what I'm trying to say.
The women always complaining about men kind of thing, but I think it's both people's issues, right? It's like women allow certain types of behavior, and whatever you allow is what will continue, right? So like,
you don't allow oh my god, I mean, I get what she's saying. Women allow But even that statement, allow, puts her in a position of authority and power. I mean, she's a feminist too. She's a Christian feminist, which is almost worse in a sense. Like, because you're even more, you're a hypocrite at that point, right? I mean, let's be honest. Most women in America are feminists, whether they claim it or not. I don't know too many women who say, yeah, women shouldn't be in charge of anything and my man's my complete boss. I don't know any women. I've never met a woman who has that philosophy. Every woman I know and ever known believes in, on some level, female empowerment and having a say. And so pretty much damn near every woman in America is some level of a feminist, even the quote unquote traditional ones. The only way I would say a woman isn't a feminist if she was just like, look, I don't want the right to vote. I want men to run everything. My husband is my boss. He's my authority figure, and I just want to take care of babies and be nice and cook cookies. And I'm cool with just the men running everything for the most part. I mean, she can still have a personality and an opinion and stuff, but and she can still share it from time to time. But she pretty much just defers to the man in her life and men in her life, and she values men's opinions over her own when it comes to a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, I'm about to just Google it. I'm about to Google it. Like, 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna read y'all what it came up with. Uh, it says an anti-feminist, traditionally minded woman typically values wifely submission to her husband, prioritizing the home, family, and child rearing over career pursuits. She often advocates for strict, innate gender roles, believing in male headship, nurturing femininity, and self-sacrifice. That's big. Her worldview often opposes women's workforce or political involvement. See, okay, let me touch on that real quick. Because there's women who are technically traditional, but traditional is basically just, let me tell y'all what traditional is for most women. Pay all my bills and protect me, and I'll take care of the kids, but you still ain't running nothing. Like, don't get me wrong, go to work so you can take care of us, and grab the shotgun when it's a bump in the night. But other than that, you ain't running nothing. That's a lot of women's like that's how they carry out, not carry out. That's how they are in their marriage, is what I'm saying. That's their interpretation of traditionalism. I'm still gonna be a mouthy bee who's still try to control you and run you, but I'm not gonna work and I'm not gonna care about voting. And you can make the decisions on stuff that I don't care about, like voting or I don't know, something else silly she don't care about. So my interpretation of a woman who can get my stamp that no, she's genuinely traditional and feminine. Okay, a woman who's genuinely traditional and feminine and submissive, she defers to men. She defers to men. The type of woman who I would deem traditional, she she wouldn't even feel comfortable catching the type of attitude that most women have with men. She don't feel comfortable. She damn near don't feel comfortable talking around men. Not that she can't talk, but I'm trying to just articulate myself here. Listen, it's not that she can't talk, but it's just a certain energy. She doesn't talk over men. She doesn't volunteer certain opinions that may challenge. You know what? That's even probably too strict. Well, no, challenging a man is not feminine and traditional. It's not that a woman can't speak up for herself, but she don't need to speak up for herself for every little fucking thing. If that makes sense. So for the most part, to me, a feminine, submissive, traditional woman is fairly quiet around men. She knows her place. She's not interjecting her opinion in a man's conversation. There was a time in the world where, well, there's still places like that now where women they're not even really allowed to talk to men. Or if two men are talking, women don't even get involved in that. That's not your place to even interject anything other than, oh, excuse me, fellas, dinner is ready or something. Or I'm sorry to interrupt, fellas, but would you like your slippers warmed up? I'm just making shit up. But to me, that's knowing your place as a woman. I hope I'm articulating this well. It's the discernment to know when to shut the fuck up and when not to. See, the women who are really great, they can speak up when they need to speak up, but also maintain their femininity while doing it, and do it in a respectful way, and do it in a way that doesn't make a man feel belittled or emasculated. It's kind of a lost art these days, folks. So let me just say that in closing. A feminine traditional woman never makes a man feel challenged by her. Never makes a man feel challenged or emasculated or disrespected by her. See, a feminine traditional woman, she knows how to get what she wants from men without acting like a man. Truly feminine women know how to persuade and influence men to do what they want them to do and make the man think it was his idea type shit. And still make him feel like he the man, he got big nuts and all that. Yeah, but it's a lost art. Yeah, Lauren, I never left. It was I never left. I'll just say that. I thought I was gonna leave, but I didn't. But yeah, I'm back. I'm back, Lauren. I don't know how long I'm staying on, but let's get back into it. But my main point is don't fall for this Christian conservative horse shit. But we're gonna press play. But I don't know any women. I've never met any women who I would say are like legit traditional feminine submissive woman of legit traditional feminine submissive woman. I can't think of one.
Literally bring life into this world, but you need both to create life.
Yeah, you need a
so
man
it's
as
kind of
well.
like I hear you on the women always complaining about men kind of thing, but I think it's both people's issues, right? It's like women allow certain types of behavior, and whatever you allow is what will continue, right? So like if women aren't accepting this type of behavior from men, that is like, it's just interesting to think about.
I also feel like as soon as somebody opens their mouth and they're like so and so and men or women or New York City or da da da, it sounds to me like victimhood and just being professional victims, basically. And I think like
women are the grand masters of professional victims. They just don't like it when men do what they do. They're like, no, this is our lane. We're the only ones who could be perpetual victims. I think I used the right word there. They're just always victims no matter what. They're like, no, don't come over in our lane. We got this shit on lock till the end of time.
I guess this is why I keep on talking about myself, is like in my life, I don't, to me.
Well, yeah, what is it? Solipsistic? Yeah, they're solipsistic. She's always gonna go back to herself because it's all about her. Everybody else is just a supporting actor and a fucking what is it? A fucking non-player character. That's most women. The women struggle to speak about the bigger picture. You know what I mean? Because they're always gonna relate it back to them.
Me, I view men as very valuable and smart, and I've worked with really, really smart men, and they've helped me with my career. And my dad is like, my biggest hero in life, and I've had very kind experiences in life as a result. A lot of this is probably how we project ourselves onto the world, and then what we get out of the world as a result.
I'll say this really quick, just to clarify, really quick, Doctor. I just kind of point things out the way they are. Like I'm the first. I mean, you see the sign behind me. It literally says "Do the work." Like that's all you can do. So the game is the game. You can either play or not play, but you can't change it. You can't wish it were different. I have no ill or irk towards what it should be or shouldn't be. I only care about what it is. So I understand that a lot of this comes off or maybe come off as a complaint, but it's really not. It's just kind of talking about the realities of the world that we live in and recognizing those, and then giving men the tools to navigate that. Because again, I think men and women are better together than they are apart. I think we're irrevocably attached to one another. And the further we get away from our natural male and female or our masculine and feminine proclivities, the worse off we are as a group, as a society.
I would say you have a point, Olia, in that people don't marry and date statistics. They only marry and date specific individuals. So the individual can differ radically from population level statistics, but the population level statistics should inform your behavior. Unfortunately, a lot of young people, especially young men, are hearing these statistics and using it as justification for giving up too soon. A lot of young men experience a great deal of difficulty in the sexual marketplace. Like 1 in 3 men under 30 have not had sex in the last year, which means they're functionally invisible to women. Young men have it very difficult. They're useless to other men because they have no skills or network. And they're pretty unattractive to women because they don't have resources, status, emotional maturity.
I actually find
Can he finish his fucking point? Okay, Orion, you shouldn't have stopped talking there. I get not being rude, but no, you can't just Like I let me finish my point, and then you can cut me off.
on this topic, I find that very sad, and I hear it a lot.
It is sad.
Just like a little story.
This bitch has been talking. I mean, we haven't gone over this whole 46 minutes in one take. I mean, I don't know how long we've been looking at it this day. We looked at it some other day too. This bitch has been talking most of this 46 minutes and 57 seconds, bro. Just, gosh.
This guy, younger guy, who came up to me on, at a bodega in New York and just asked me out, was like, I really like you, da da da. I didn't like this guy as much, but I was like, wow, you have a lot of courage to just come up and be like, I like you, can I have your phone number? I would like to take you out. I was like, yes, I will go with you. Like, I will reward this behavior. And for all the young
Look at Dr. Orion face, everybody. Look, I want to say this. This is off topic, kind of. I want to say 2 things that are completely off topic. I don't know why I just thought of it. Maybe it was God sending me a message. I'm just the antenna, folks. I'm just the antenna. So, like the whole race thing. Like, I know a lot of black people who, like, when they interact with white people, they don't give white people an honest chance. Like, the same thing with a lot of white people. They don't give a black person an honest chance. When they see a black person, they see black people and everything they think about black people, and that's what they see in this individual black person they're talking to. And it goes the same with the other way around, how black people see white people. It's very important to just judge each individual person on their own merit. Like when I see Orion, I don't see a white man. I mean, he's a white man. Obviously, I can see that he's a white man. But I'm not saying I don't have biases and prejudices. I mean, we're all human, we do, but I don't know. Maybe I'm better at this than most others. I could just judge a person on their own merit. I could just see you as an individual human, and I'm going to judge you based on how we interact and things like that. What you say, how you act, how you treat people, not your skin color or my preconceived notion about if he's some rich, snooty white man or nothing like that. And the other thing I was going to say, I forgot. Well, I'm 50%. God, you wanted me to say something else? I'm 50% from the field.
I find that very sad, and I hear it a lot.
It is sad.
I just like a little story. This guy, younger guy, who came up to me on, at a bodega in New York and just asked me out, was like, I really like you, da da da. I didn't like this guy as much, but I was like, wow, you have a lot of courage to just come up and be like, I like you, can I have your phone number? I would like to take you out. I was like, yes, I will go with you. Like, I will reward this behavior. And for all the young men out there who are listening to this debate, I want to say, like, keep it up, and you're going to find women who are going to value that. And,
Well, I'm sorry, Ilya, but I know you feel you did a good deed. You did your mitzvah that time, but that you actually maybe caused more harm than good, because you said you weren't that interested in the guy and you're just humoring him, which means you're getting his hopes up and kicking the can down the road.
No. I think women, so for me, I will find somebody can grow on me. Like, I'll find them initially.
That's an insult. That's the thing a lot of women say. Oh, my husband grew on me. Like, okay, this is a stray. This is somewhat of a stray. Who do y'all think is the most attractive woman on this panel? Top right or Olya? I mean, Olya is really unattractive to us now. Unattractive to us now because we've been hearing her ramble for 47 minutes collectively. Jesus. What the hell was I about to say? Oh, this whole I'll humor him or he'll grow on me. Men don't want to grow on you like a fungus, as one comedian said. Like, I don't want to grow on you. I mean, it's fine if a woman doesn't find me mind-blowingly attractive. I'm fine with that. But yeah, I mean, just wording it like that sounds bad. I'll just say. I mean, it is true. I mean, you can give somebody a chance on a few dates and be like, "Oh, I actually really like this guy." Like, but just wording it like, "I'll let you grow on me," like it sounds rough.
Like, interesting enough, and if I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be the guy I marry, I'll give him a chance to get to know them. And that's what I did. Like, we actually ended up dating. I did like him. So and what I liked was more how he behaved. He told me right away. He said he has issues with drinking, and I just was like, I like you, man, but that's something that's really hard for me to like accept. And so that was the problem in the end.
I think that's fair. And I don't mean to nitpick, and I promise, Doc, I'll let you go after this too. But the reason I winced at the end of that statement is because this is extremely common advice that a lot of women like to give out. Hey, man, just keep trying. There's somebody out there for you. And it's awful because we try to give advice to men that's applicable, that they can use, that is based on research that's based on Evo Psych and biology and all of these things that we've
Like
seen
what?
work.
Like what
Well,
advice?
like get in great shape, be as attractive physically as humanly possible, learn how to be a leader, learn how to be assertive, make more money.
Is that the advice that he gives? I mean, learn how to be assertive. I mean, I just want to say this. Let me just say this. I mean, I preach that too. And what's my one guy, Scott, the guy that I guess he's Black Pill. Shout out to him. He's a watcher. I don't got any beef with him, but he kind of gives me pushback, which I like. I like pushback. Please challenge me. Challenge my ideas. I'm solid with the shit I'm saying. Challenge me. Try to change my mind. He seems like kind of a Black Pill guy, and he always like complains that I tell men to like, yeah, step your shit up, dude. I mean, what else you doing? I mean, if you're a fucking incel and you can't get bitches, well, okay, spend the time you have bettering yourself, giving to charity. There's other shit you can do in this life. And there's like, oh, woe is me, bitches don't like, bro. It just gets pathetic after a while, bro. Do something with your fucking self. Not to say that some of these guys aren't doing something with themselves, but I was looking at Raymond earlier. And he was doing the woe is me shit again. I'm like, Raymond, man. I'm trying to look. Because he was going on a rant about, I don't want to go overseas. Well, just stop bitching in, bro. What do you want to do to fix your fucking problem you keep complaining about? At this, like, it just get tiresome, man. Whether it's man, woman, black, white. When somebody just keeps complaining, nobody wants to hear somebody complain nonstop, regardless of if they're trying hard or not trying hard. But I really don't want to hear it if you're not trying nothing to change the thing you complaining about. When you have things that you could do to try to change it, I don't want to hear that shit. I just don't. But anyway, this is what I want to say. Men don't. I said it earlier. Men don't have to step it up to be worthy of these bitches. Lauren said that these bitches are hideous. No, I wouldn't say that. That's mean, Lauren. That's mean to call them hideous. Now, I don't find Lindsay attractive at all. Okay, but see, I'm not big on looks. I mean, I'm not really attracted to her really at all. I mean, but I was gonna make a point. Would I date her? Um, I don't know if I would. But my point is, I would date a chick that I'm not terribly attracted to. She got to be a fucking like she got to be a sweetheart. Like and she got to be willing to just like, yeah, treat me like a fucking king. Which technically should be the standard, even if she was beautiful, which it kind of is. But y'all know about, I don't really want to date a beautiful woman anyway. We've talked about that before. But let me get to the point. Men don't have to step it up for bitches. Bitches aren't worth stepping it up for. So on one hand, that's how I feel. But on the other hand, if you're a Raymond and your main goal in life is to get a woman and have some kids and live happily ever after, and that is Raymond's goal. You could tell by how he talks that that's what he's craving so bad. But what he doesn't realize is it's not all it's cracked up to be at all. Like you're not missing out on what you think you're missing out on. But I understand his point of view. It does get lonely. It's depressing. It is. It definitely is. So anyway, the point I was gonna make is if your goal is to get a bitch, then do what you gotta do to get a bitch. It's really simple. I mean, it's like Moff said. I mean, look, the game is the game. You can either play or not play, but don't bitch about not winning when you ain't doing what it takes to play and qualify to play. I hope that makes sense. But so I'm double minded on this because on one end, I don't think women are worth stepping it up for. But on the other hand, if that's something you really want, then do what you got to do to get it.
money, so you have the ability to have resources. Like all of these things that we can say and list out, I can give a man a checklist of things that he should do among a million other things, but none of them involve just be yourself and the right girl will come along and like you. Because those are the men that are wandering in the streets that aren't changing anything about themselves, because all they hear is you're perfect just the way you are. Somebody out there will like you. That's really good advice for women, because
I didn't do
women
that.
are
I
always going
said,
to be. Go ahead.
yeah, I said I rewarded his courage.
At the
and
end,
being
you said
brave.
there about men. You said men who are listening to this, there's somebody out there for you. Just keep trying. That's not right. There's men. We really can't do anything with that advice.
Listen,
That's just
I
saying
also
like just be
I
yourself.
dropped a guy who was doing Ozempic. Like, I'm saying that if you're a guy who is trying in life, not just with a girl in the street, if you're trying in life, somebody is going to reward that. I mean it more broadly. I don't mean it.
That just isn't. That just isn't true. That just isn't true. Um, Here's another. Can I put this? Trying to get a bitch and failing isn't rewarding. Like, I'm trying to see how I want to say this. Okay. I start working out. I've been slacking for 2 weeks on working out. But I start trying to be fairly consistent, doing push-ups, doing a little cardio, little weak ass cardio, 50 push-ups, 100 push-ups or something. A couple times a day, cranking a couple of 30 lb dumbbells. I was trying to stay pretty consistent, and I did. I stayed fairly consistent, not perfect, but fairly consistent. And I started noticing like my chest was getting harder, my muscles was getting tighter, whatever you call it. I'm like, oh, I'm seeing results from this shit. I was like proud and happy. Like, I'm like, oh shit, my chest getting a little tight, and I'm seeing some results from this shit. I feel good. I put in the pain, and it was rewarding because I start noticing the difference. I'm trying to think of another example. Going out of your way to go fucking volunteer at the soup kitchen. Yeah, it's gonna be annoying. Some motherfuckers might be smelly. Some motherfuckers might be rude. Some motherfuckers might scream and scare you. But when you're done donating those 2 or 3 hours to the soup kitchen, I feel like it's reward. Like I helped somebody. Like I took time out of my day to help somebody who's in need. That shit is rewarding. Going to approach 100 bitches and getting rejected by all 100, at the end of it, that don't feel you see what I'm saying? There's no rewarding feeling at the end of it. And then when you finally do get a bitch, you get her and you're like, oh, this wasn't shit to begin with. All this hype I put in this shit, and she's kind of unbearable. Or growing to be more and more unbearable the more I spend time with her. So bitches just aren't rewarding, to simplify all that I just said. But anyway.
Like, go ask 20,000 girls
But
in Manhattan.
that doesn't
somebody will
help.
say yes.
But that's the problem, because being very broad and not being specific and saying what you actually mean, what does trying mean? What does that actually mean? What are we actually talking about? It's very vague and broad, and men are very much problem solvers. Like, they want to hear, give me the exact steps that I need to do, and I will do those steps. And a lot of women, just because they don't know what they find arousing or attractive, it's just be yourself, because women generally are feelers. They're basically, this guy triggered my emotions. I don't
Look, listen to me. Women are very fucking shallow. So I'll tell you what women want. It's really simple. These bitches. Good night, Lauren. Thanks for stopping by twice, and thank you for donating. I hope you're still here. I hope you have a wonderful night. Um, Women are very fucking simple. Be tall, be facially handsome, and have jerk confidence. It's really that fucking simple. And two of those things you can't really help: height and how facially handsome you are. So this whole thing of this secret sauce, there is no secret sauce. If you're not tall, you're not handsome, then you're not fucked. I'm not saying that. Because some people have that view. Sometimes I feel like you kind of come from that perspective a little bit, as well as Scott. I don't think just because you're not handsome and tall, you're just completely fucked with women. I don't believe that. I've seen too much evidence to the contrary. But if you don't have the looks and height, you better go to the gym and you better work on some charisma and confidence. And you better learn how to fucking dress. You can still finagle some shit for sure. And have some luck with women for sure. But if we just talk about generally what women like, a whole lot of fucking confidence and that sense that you don't need the bitch. And I didn't always have that. I have it now. But you can't fake it though. Like, I really don't give a fuck about a bitch. Like, so it's not an act. It would be hard to. I don't want to say it's impossible to fake it. You could fake it, but to act like you don't care about a bitch when you really do. But anyway, jerk confidence, looks, height, and it's not even really so much about money. So I would just say, yeah, looks, height, confidence, and charisma. It's not that fucking complicated. Or really, if I had to just say one thing that you have to have, y'all already know what I'm gonna say. The one thing you have to have, no exceptions, to do well with women in general is confidence. I said it before, I'll say it again. If you don't have confidence, don't even try to talk to a bitch. You wasting your fucking time.
Know why. So it's very difficult for them to give advice to men to try and replicate that.
I think what Olia is trying to say, and tell me if I'm wrong, Olia, because I do feel the same, is that when men go for things, that's hot. Like, if you do something and just try it, and that's like, women love that.
I agree. Yeah, it shows that you got nuts. The fact that whatever that dude had the nuts enough. I mean, that's basically what she's saying. It showed courage in the world. Women are attracted to courage. Because you know what it takes to have courage? Some level of confidence. On some level, to have courage, you got to have some type of confidence. Like, I mean, not necessarily, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. It signals confidence, even if you aren't really confident. If you muster the if you mustered the testicular fortitude to just approach her and hold your head up high and just shoot your shot, that is attractive. Even if you're an ugly motherfucker, on some level. Well, how can I put this? How can I? Okay, if a short, ugly dude come up and approach either one of these, it's okay. Yeah. If a short, ugly dude comes up confidently and approach her and be like, "Hey, can I get your number?" Maybe she's repulsed, and the reason why a lot of women are super mean to a guy that she thinks is way below her level approaching her in public is because she's trying to signal to the world, like, don't think I'm on this guy's level. Because if he got the confidence to approach me, he's signaling to the world that I'm on his level. And she got to be super mean and reject him so the world know, like, no, this was a mistake, guys. This isn't my level. Get the fuck away from me, loser. Like, that's why, because they want him to get away from her so he can stop dropping her social status immediately. So, look, the point is, women respect courage and confidence. I'll just leave it at that.
And I think that's what that's what Olia is trying to say. Not that, oh, like, you'll get a pity date for that. It's like, oh no, like, I see you now, right? You're someone who is resilient. You're like not afraid. You're showing a lot of character traits that we like. Is that
Yeah,
right?
no, exactly. I think that, you know, we can have a larger conversation about what men need to do to, you know, kind of stand out. But I was specifically pointing out to persistence, and this guy just knows what he, you know, he's like, I like you. Can I, like, I want to talk to you. Like, give me a chance. And
Yeah, again, I wasn't knocking that at all. I wasn't talking about that guy. I was talking about what you said at the end. So, I mean, we can
Okay.
move on though.
I want to just put kind of bring it back around, because I realize I didn't actually answer Dana's question about do I see these good relationships clinically or personally, and to Olia's point about you know, statistics versus individuals. So I have seen it, but it's very rare. So the way that the framework I work within is basically this. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Like, nobody is going to say no to $1 million. Everybody understands that that's something that most people are going to strive towards. According to the statistics, 1.5% of the adult population of the world is a millionaire, has a net worth of over $1 million. 1.5%. Sounds very small, but if you actually divide those numbers, that's 1 in 65 people. That's actually not that bad, but that means 64 people are less than that. Now, how does that work? So if everybody wants to be a millionaire, did those 64 people just get unlucky? Were they just in the wrong place at the wrong time? Or were there some people who, besides they got lucky, understood it takes a shit ton of work to become a millionaire, and how they have to maybe uproot their entire lives, and they can't follow their hearts. They have to go into a lucrative career, and they have to learn skills, and they have to delay gratification. And they don't always, that doesn't always work, but that's going to significantly increases their chance that they're going to be in that 1.5%. I would say that having a loving, stable, long-term relationship with an attractive, supportive woman is the male relationship equivalent of being a millionaire. And I think that dream is about as rare. When I look around, I think about 1 in 65 guys have that. Now, why is that? Because for some reason, a lot of us understand it's going to take a lot of work to become a millionaire. And it's, I'm just not really willing to do that work, or I don't want to move to a city where the opportunity is, or I don't want to learn a new skill that might be more lucrative. I get it. But people seem to think that we should be able to have these types of relationships. They should be more common than they are. But it could be that only 1.5% of people get these kinds of relationships, in the sense that at least one of the people involved isn't settling. That both people actually end up with the kind of relationship they want with the person they want to have it with. Maybe only 1 in 65 people get that. Now, did they just get lucky? Or did they learn how to have relationships? Did they become more attractive? Did they move to a place where they're going to be more likely to meet that kind of person? Did they change their lifestyle and the way they're presenting? Did they learn communication, seduction skills, et cetera, et cetera? Like, if you aren't willing to do the work to become a millionaire, how can you reasonably expect to get there? And if you're not, we don't like to think it should take work. It's like we should just have our meet cute. Like, if it's meant to happen, it should happen. Or to Olia's, I guess, point that Moff was talking about, just keep trying. And that's you wouldn't give that advice to somebody who wanted to become a millionaire. Sometimes you have to abandon a bad strategy. That product is never going to make money. They have to say that on, like, Shark Tank to people every day. This is a terrible idea. I can't invest in it. The sooner you divest yourself of this idea, the better for everybody involved.
You know, I just had this thought. I realized I have never in my life thought that some guy was going to love me just the way that I am. Like, woke up, you know, never studied anything, never worked out, never like went for my dreams, never was, you know, never working, like figuring out what my hobbies are. It had never occurred to me that some guy is going to be like, I just love this blob. You know,
Maybe that's why you've said you've had pretty good relationships with men. Is that you've put in effort, and you put in effort around things that men actually care about, like your physical attractiveness, as opposed to like your master's degree that men don't care about.
I guess, like.
Good night, X. Hope y'all all have a good night. I'm not leaving yet. I don't know when I'm leaving. But screw it. I'm still cooking.
I'm hearing you and I'm like, oh my gosh, like these people didn't have who was raising them if they're thinking that, like, just by appearing in the world, some 10 out of 10 girl is going to be with you. Like, I don't think that's some.
Well, it works the other way around, Olia. In fact,
Yeah,
the other way
women
around
do
is,
that.
is more common. In fact, the Chinese government has outlawed certain dramas because it's giving the Chinese women a delusional perspective of the sexual marketplace, and they're dealing with population collapse in that country. And that drama is just like K-dramas, it's just like Twilight, it's just like 50 Shades of Grey, which is namely there's a kind of average woman who suddenly becomes the intense obsessive love interest of like a powerful, mysterious billionaire werewolf.
Pretty Woman.
And she does nothing. And in fact, just trying to beat him off, but he just can't help himself because she's just like the most amazing, and he can't wait to give her everything she's ever wanted. That's what people think. And more women are guilty of that than men, thinking that, man, I should just be able to go out and a woman will be thrilled to talk to me and give me sex and relationships. It's really the other way around. And women are the gatekeepers of sex. And in any culture where sex precedes commitment, if you can't get through the sex barrier, we don't have relationships. We don't have marriages. People like to think, well, Ryan, what's the big deal about sex and casual sex? Well, until we go back to sex being on the side of marriage or arranged marriages, which isn't going to happen anytime soon, if we want marriages and relationships, we have to fuck. We have to have sex, which means we have to get through women's gatekeeping. And women have said that 80% of men are unattractive. So only 20% get into that's not even marriage. That's just get into like a relationship that could last for 6 months, could last for 6 years, who knows? So to get to marriage and kids is just a whole nother thing. We're trickling.
I guess to turn that around, I'm just thinking like, do women reject good sex? Like, do women actually reject like possibility?
You have to get there to reject it. That's the problem. How do you know if it's good or not? You have to have it.
If you're getting rejected because you just, like, you're not interesting, you're not smart, like you're fat, that's an indication that you should work on those things, right? But if you have sex with a girl, then I kind of wonder this sometimes. Like, do women really, like, once they know, do women reject good sex? Like, that's an interesting question.
I think if you're really good at sex, it's one of the cheat codes as a man. Like, if you actually are very well endowed, you understand physical seduction, you know how to get a woman off, that's kind of how women bond. Like, one of the best ways to keep her emotionally loyal, regardless of any kind of contract or explicit agreement you have, is to fuck her very, very well, better than any other man.
So then the question is like,
no. I mean, maybe for 6 months, a year or something, 2 years or something. Not 50 years. That's not going to keep her acting right for 50 years.
like if she stopped having sex with you,
why would she do that?
Then, yeah, like exactly. Why would she do that?
And so why do I need to marry her? She's like addicted. She's addicted at that point. Okay. Just made that one up. It's a groaner, but
I mean, those are two different things.
Well, they are two very, very different things. But like, you have to understand that that's one way to secure a woman's emotional investment and commitment.
No. It's one way to secure sex. That's it.
No. Women can't compartmentalize that nearly as well as men can. And men can't do it indefinitely either. So we have to be real about that. But women can't just say, this is just good sex that I have over and over and over and over and over again and not develop feelings for the man. I don't think that's possible. That's against biology.
Is polygyny coming soon then?
Well, polygyny. Is that the gender neutral term, Moff? I forget.
It would be man with multiple wives. That's my co-host TC, by the way. So we've been doing a show after this where we're going to talk about everything, but we talk about this stuff. So I don't want to blow up too much of his spot, but he is really on that polygyny train and he's doing it. He's got multiple women that he's going to have multiple kids with. He's got a plan. He's done the finances. He's done everything. So I don't want to put words in his mouth, but essentially what we're going to be seeing is women are going to have no choice. Women are already in sort of secret polygynous relationships with high value men anyway. Women that are dating or in the dating pool, especially and I lived in New York City for 7 years. I just didn't want to say anything. But these women that are in these situationships or that can't lock down these guys that they want are unknowingly or blissfully ignorant to, or maybe willfully ignorant to the fact that they're already sharing these top shelf men with a bunch of other women. So the idea is just to say, hey, listen, ladies, just embrace it. Just embrace that there's a guy out there that you really want to be with, and he will take care of you. He will put a roof over your head and children in your belly and food on your table. And then when he wants to step out and get a little bit of exercise with other women, all you got to do once or twice a week is just do this. All you just got to do is this. And you got to not ask him where he is, not check his location, and you'll live happily ever after. But women have a really, really hard time with this. So maybe this is where it's going to go. I think the other argument, and I don't know if I doubt we want to get political here, is that it's either submit to the strong men that want to return society to where it needs to go, where men are leading households and men are moving society forward in a good way, and start getting that birth rate up where it belongs, or we're just going to keep importing 30 million other people from other third world countries where their birth rates are 3 or 4 times higher than ours. And then what happens in a generation or two where they are now the majority, they're going to vote for, you're going to have to do it anyway. So that's kind of the argument. We're kind of going down that road no matter what.
Okay, Oya, Lindsay, let's all shackle up. We'll get a high value man. We'll all live together.
Sister wives.
Sister wives, yeah.
I find it interesting that polygamy is like entered the.
I literally cannot, like, maybe if they're doing this unknowingly, okay, like I hear your point. But like the other thing about men cheating as well is that they can, and women can too. But my dad he was a famous baseball player. He could have any woman he wanted. He loved the family life.
Oh my gosh. What is anecdotal? That it doesn't matter. That's not most men who could have whatever woman he wants. How can I put this? I mean, a lot of guys eventually do just want to sit down and just have one woman in the family. When they get to a certain age or whatever, but they just can't let go of the fairy tale, folks. They just look, these women, these woes are childish. A part of really growing up is letting go of the fairy tale of life, and not just when it comes to relationships. When it comes to, when it comes to a lot of different things in life. It's hard for me to respect people in their 30s and 40s and 50s still talking about this fairy tale love, and he's a top 1% man, but he's one of the top 0.01% men because he just wants one woman in this. Like, just stop.
So I do believe that there is maybe that's just very rare. Maybe they just want to prioritize that versus like sleeping around because that gives them purpose and like more oxytocin to focus on the family. Maybe that's rare, right? Maybe I grew up with this. Maybe I've become brainwashed because I assume like, what man wouldn't want that?
Well, I think you said it. You answered your own question. He could have any woman he wanted. And I think this is also why I think that once you have that kind of optionality, it becomes much less exciting to you. We don't like to talk about this, but a lot of attraction, a lot of romance, a lot of passion has to do with limitation, obstruction, scarcity, et cetera, et cetera. What was that, Muff?
It's forbidden. It's secretive, right?
That's part of it too.
Yeah.
So the reason why I think so many men have this fantasy of, I'd love to be where your father was and have any woman I wanted is because they don't have any, or they're just getting crumbs. And so they're fantasizing about the buffet But imagine if you like lived in the buffet, you probably wouldn't you'd learn not to stuff yourself every day. You learn control when you're surrounded by that kind of optionality, but it takes some time. And so it might be better for men to never get that optionality, or to give men enough optionality.
Let's talk about this real quick. Shout out to all the people who still rocking with me. You know, I feel like there's like, okay, Lauren left and X left. I feel like I have about 5 or 6, let's just say 7, because there's 7 people in here now and nobody's really commenting on anything. I feel like I got 7 diehard fans that just never comment no matter what. Shout out to them. I feel like some of them, or maybe a good amount of those, are here right now rocking with me. I love y'all, even though I maybe possibly never hear from y'all. Thanks for still rocking with me. How long have we even been on? It's been over 3 hours. But I'm not sleepy, so I mean, I probably could go to something else, but I'm liking this conversation. What was I about to say? Oh, this is what I was about to say. These women keep talking about the fairy tale scenario, but women are the ones who ruin the fairy tale, not the men. That's what they don't want to talk about. Even the player dude who get tired of being a player, he like, you know what, I just want to settle down and have a happy life with the family. Women ruin it at that point. So you got all these women trying to get this top tier guy to finally submit to their fairy tale ideal. And when he finally submits to it, they ruin the fairy tale 9 times out of 10. That's the ironic part of it all. They spend their whole life trying to get a Chad to be a part of their fairy tale ideal. And when he joins the fairy tale ideal and he meets the requirements, they still ruin it. Why do they ruin it? Because women just degrade over time. Mentally, emotionally, physically, just everywhere. They nag more, belittle you more, lose respect for you. You know, familiarity breeds contempt. There is no fairy tale with a woman. Hey, no homo. Men would have a better chance with the fairy tale being gay. Well, let me rephrase that, because I feel like a lot of gay relationships have like the masculine figure and the feminine figure, and the feminine homos a lot of times, and I'm just being funny. I don't got any problem with gay people. The feminine homos are just as bad as the most women when it comes to stirring up drama and chaos. But then again, I don't know what the dynamic is between gay men, so I guess I'm not going to speak on that. But the point I was trying to make is, if men moved in with their best friend, their male best friend, that would be more of a fairy tale than any relationship with a woman will ever be. No homo, pause.
They don't have any, or they're just getting crumbs. And so they're fantasizing about the buffet. But imagine if you like lived in the buffet, you probably wouldn't you'd learn not to stuff yourself every day. You learn control when you're surrounded by that kind of optionality, but it takes some time. And so it might be better for men to never get that optionality, or to give men enough optionality that they get used to it. And kind of in the sense, it's the argument for like introducing children to alcohol in Europe at a younger age so they don't develop like binge drinking behaviors, that it's just sort of like they can do it responsibly as part of their culture.
Except Eastern Europeans.
Yeah, they drink a lot of vodka, don't they?
Early.
That's a really interesting argument. I haven't even thought about it like that. It's like, if you look at the bell curve, it's what you're basically arguing, that once they have all the options, they're striving for something. They get up here, now they get whatever they want. Now it's not interesting anymore. They want to go find another hill to climb.
Here's another way to put it. To the vast majority of men, women are a mystery, a riddle. Now think about it. I could tell you guys a really tough riddle today, and you might spend the next 30 years trying to figure it out. But if one day you realize the answer to that riddle, you will never think about that riddle again. A big part of why that riddle was so ingrained inside of you is because you couldn't figure it out. And that, like, disturbs the male analytical mind that wants to figure.
Okay, let's talk about this whole idea that women are oh so complicated. Listen, I get why people say that, why men have that perspective. But here's the best way to understand women. They're ridiculously shallow. So we can start there. So if you look at everything from that perspective, someone who's ridiculously shallow, you can start there. Someone who refuses to take any accountability for any wrongdoing ever, that will help you understand them. Someone who likes drama and chaos, which is counterintuitive to us men. Let's see. Super shallow and superficial, like drama and chaos. What else did I say? Like drama and chaos. Refuse to take accountability. No. No, you don't throw them down there. Do not kick those down here. Pick them up with your hands. Yeah, pick it up with your hands. That's not safe. Just walk down regular.
Shit out. But once you kind of get a handle on it, it's much less, it doesn't have a control over you that it used to. And it's also why Dan Blazarian or folks like him, I don't need to single him out, say, playing the field ain't the thing. What really is the thing is monogamy and starting a family. It's like, cool. I'd also like to get there after potentially sleeping with 20,000 women. You know what I'm saying? It's like when rich people say money isn't everything. They're right. But as a poor person, you're like, this fucker. You know what I'm saying? You kind of have to make enough money to realize that money isn't everything. It's the same thing here. You guys aren't wrong, but it's just lands flat on the intended audience.
So then, with that in mind, projecting into the future, do either of you men that are still on the panel, Dustin had to drop out, by the way. He had another.
I mean, yeah, he wasn't contributing anything whatsoever anyway, and neither is Lindsay. I mean, at this point, we can just have Moff, Orion, Dana, and Olia. Fuck was I about to say? Damn it, I forgot.
Call it 7, but
I was interested in him. He seems a little cryptic, and he has an interesting personality.
He's a poker player. He's been involved in a lot of crazy stuff.
Cool.
So we'd love to have you back on again because I'm really enjoying this conversation, and I will wrap this up. But I want to ask you two men. So if you're looking into the future, do you think it's possible? Is there a part of you that thinks that you would actually get to that point where you're like, you know what, I do want to lock this down? Kind of like I even saw Andrew Tate, I think, say like, yeah, you know what, maybe I will consider marriage. I was like, what? When did that happen?
Well,
okay, this isn't what I was going to say, but I'm going to say this now. I think deep down inside, most men get to a point where they just want to sit down with one woman. Okay. But see, it depends on what your experiences in relationships have been. See, okay, let me see, how can I put this? There's certain men who, that's okay. There's certain men who were players, or they may have been in a 1 or 2 year relationship with a woman here and there over the years, and then just played the field the other time. They don't really understand relationships. As a man, you don't understand relationships until you've lived with a woman for at least 5 years. Matter of fact, let me put it like this. As a man, you don't understand relationships until you lived with at least 2 women for 3 years apiece minimum. Or let's say you live with one woman for 3 years and then you live with another woman for 5 or 6 years or something like that. I'll word it like this. You don't understand women as a man, or you don't understand relationships with women as a man, the full scope, until you got 10 years under your belt living with women. So with that being said, like Andrew Tate, was he famous? How long was Andrew Tate a famous boxer or MMA fighter or something before he became a famous red pill guy? Let me look it up. Okay, I don't know what I don't know how he initially. Anyway, there's a lot of guys who don't understand what being in a relationship for 20 years would entail. So maybe it'll be better if I explain it from my point of view. Like, okay, me. I look at relationships, as y'all know, completely different than probably most men. I don't believe in the fairy tale anymore. I understand that even if I meet the greatest woman on the planet, that um uh, that it's just going to be okay at best over time. No matter how great the woman I may meet and get with and marry and all that, or not marry or just live with, whatever. Living with a woman over time at the absolute best can just be, it's all right at best. Like I'm not in love. I'm not loving this, but I mean, I guess it's okay. That's the holy grail of 50 years living with a woman is it's all right. And that's the absolute best case scenario. So my idea of this, like, settling down with one woman, I don't put it on a pedestal, is what I'll say. Because I know the real reality of it. But I'll say this, okay. I also get the appeal of it still. Okay, because I'm thinking about a longer relationship I was in. And over the years, it wasn't spectacular, but it wasn't horrible. But the good thing about relationships, you have somebody who knows you better than anybody on the planet. So even though y'all go through y'all ups and downs and it might not be that great, there is something to having somebody in your life that knows you that fucking well. There is something to that, I will say. I always talk down on long-term relationships. There's positives. If you got a halfway decent woman, I'll say. Which these days is 5 to 20% absolutely max. And I always feel a way about quoting that percentage. Because there's no way for me to know what percentage of women are quote unquote good women in relationships. This is complete speculation. There's no way to do a peer reviewed study on that, really. Or maybe it's possible, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
I said I don't think I'll ever really enter into the legal contract, but that's very different from having a committed relationship and a long-term relationship and investing seriously and permanently in somebody. And I don't have any problem with that at all. I just don't like the idea of these perverse incentives that we have legally put on top of the relationship.
Yeah, I second that wholeheartedly. Yeah, I mean, I have the exact same opinion.
Because
I
both
have
of
a- I
you
have
are
a-
scared to give up your assets. Like, sorry, somehow
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Why
But we're
wouldn't I
fighting-
be? Why wouldn't I be scared to give up my assets? I mean, of course, the person who would receive my assets would say that. If the woman was the one with the big assets, she wouldn't feel the same way. What, you scared to let me empty your bank account? Chicken. What the fuck are you on about?
About that. So that's
You
interesting.
have to
What if
understand-
you were with somebody who was wealthier than you?
That great. Like, I'd love to
Awesome.
marry a billionaire heiress. Like, I
Yeah,
will marry
sign
for
me
money
up.
just like a woman.
So would you sign?
I'll do it tomorrow.
Would you sign?
Absolutely.
If I
Yes.
get half the stuff, if I can just
Yeah.
leave
You'd
and
play
I'm
say,
not going to sign a prenup either. I'm going to insist that if
Yeah.
you really loved me, you wouldn't have to sign
think-
why
this.
do we even need one? If you
So
love
I
me,
think
why do
the
I need a
reason why
prenup?
you guys wouldn't sign is because look at you, your nature just came out. You're like, yeah, I would sign. So you would take
Yes, it's
somebody's money.
rational. I want to get
No,
married.
no,
for the,
I'm
I'll get
saying a
married for the
little
same
more.
reason a woman
I'm
would
saying
get
a little
married.
more.
I'd get married if it would significantly improve my life and my situation to do so. But generally, I'm going to significantly improve the woman's life. And so I have to be more cautious because I have more to lose. Now, when you say it's just money, you got to think about this, Olya. Like, you worked in Wall Street. I'm sure you've heard the term "fuck you money" before, right?
Every day.
Right.
Thought about it
Okay.
every day.
So you have to understand that money is freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Money is self-determination. If I take away some of your money, you're going to put up with bad situations longer. You're going to compromise on your values. You're going to be restricted in how you want to live your life. It's not just about a bank account number. It's actually an expression of what you can do in life. And I don't see any reason to have that shackled or hampered by the government any more than they already do. You know what I'm saying? It's like people get fuck you money so that they don't have to put up with bad situations and they can live on their terms. That's really what we're talking about here, not assets.
I mean, the government is like a third party. I'm just wondering if this is really that you guys are worried that some woman's gonna take, half of your stock market.
The woman
portfolio.
gets to take half of the assets because the government tells her she can, and they award it to her.
Okay, so it's the same thing.
So it's
Yeah,
fear.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, no,
Fear.
it's
Is there an amount of money that you guys would like to make where you don't feel like this? Is there like a number, a fuck you number, where you wouldn't feel afraid for somebody taking? Like, say you have
It's
10
not
billion.
fear. I don't
then
want the
5
government.
billion is
I
still
don't
a lot.
want the government involved in any of my personal relationships in any capacity whatsoever. They don't belong there. It's none of their business. They don't get to tell me how much of my money I get to keep or how often I get to see my kids or what I owe to a woman that has decided she no longer wants to be in this relationship. She gets to leave and then I have to pay her. It doesn't make any sense. And what's always really interesting, I find, with these conversations is that it's always women pointing fingers at men saying, you're afraid, be a man, just work hard, make more money. It's always these shaming tactics when men are fun. And this is what I think gets men marching into the slaughterhouse every year by the literal thousands, if not millions. It's women that are saying, you need to step up and be a real man and marry that woman because you're not a real man otherwise. And I just think it's nonsense.
I don't think there's a lot of shame. I do hear you though. There are a lot of women that shame and all of this. However, and I understand your perspective of not wanting the government involved.
I'm gonna say it again, and we're just here. I don't know why we're here still, folks. Shout out to the 5, 6, 7 people in here. We're just fucking off doing nothing. I don't even know why you're here anymore, but thanks for being here. Because at this point I'm just repeating myself as I do every episode. What don't you bitches get? There is no benefit for me. There's only potential downside. That should be common sense on why men don't want to get married. If something pretty much has no benefit that I can't get not marrying you, that I would get marrying you, and it's all potential downside to marrying you, I would have to be mentally retarded to still get married just because it makes you feel good. Like, why I don't understand how y'all can't get that concept. Men don't want to get married because it doesn't benefit men, and we have everything to lose and nothing to gain. It doesn't get more simple than that. If you can't understand that logic, you're fucking retarded. That's what I just want them to really just say. Sometimes you just got. I mean, they don't got to be that mean, but I'm just saying, like, I kind of want them to just get stern on them at this point, respectfully stern.
Think gets men marching into the slaughterhouse every year by the literal thousands, if not millions. It's women that are saying, you need to step up and be a real man and marry that woman because you're not a real man otherwise.
Okay, we down to 6 people watching. Look, I'm just gonna ask this real quick. Look, if you're still here and we've ever talked in chat before, can you just put a 1 in the chat? If I've ever seen your screen name on the screen before and you're still here, we don't gotta talk. I'll leave you alone. But can you just put a 1 in the chat?
And I just think it's nonsense.
I don't think there's a lot of shame. I do hear you though. There are a lot of women that shame and all of this. However, you know, and I understand your perspective of not wanting the government involved. Let's assume the government doesn't exist. There must be a part of you that wants to make sure your family is okay. So you
What
just
does that
don't
mean?
want the government involvement, meaning
I can take care of my family on my own. Why do I need the government to tell
You're-
me how to take care of my family?
oh, you're with a woman and you break up. Maybe it's mutual. I don't know.
Sure.
But you would make sure that they're still okay.
It depends. I mean, it depends if there's a transgression. It depends if she did something that caused.
See, this is fucking horse shit. Y'all shouldn't work then. See, they want it both ways. Y'all want to be strong, independent, rich boss babes, but then you so worried about if we break up, you're gonna still make sure I'm okay, right? You can make sure yourself is okay. You're a strong, independent boss babe with all these skills and this and that, and you a strong bitch. So why do you need a man to make sure you okay? Y'all hate men. Make sure yourself is okay. You're fully capable, right? That's what y'all been trying to convince us of for 100+ years, right? You're fully capable of making sure yourself is okay. Right? I'm just gonna make sure my kid is okay, not a grown ass woman with arms and legs and fully capable.
The breakup, or it depends if there's a line or a boundary that was crossed. If someone's going to run around or she's going to cheat on me with another man, or she's going to do something that crosses a boundary that I've set, why would I continue to pay any money or make sure that she's okay if she's the one that crossed the line and crossed the boundary?
Because
why
she's
would
the
that
mother
make
of
any
your
sense?
children, and
Yeah.
their health is important.
So she
to
cheats
you.
on me with another man and steps out of the marital home, and I have to pay her because she had my kids?
Well, why
would
would the
give a
kid
woman
have to suffer,
comfort?
you know?
What would give a woman comfort in order to
Well, the
have
kid would live with me. I wouldn't ever let a woman raise.
But you have to
children
understand that
as a
in
cheater.
both of what Lindsay and Olia said, the mother, hypothetical mother here is kind of using the child as a human shield.
Not really.
about the
because
kids.
The kid's gonna suffer.
I'll take
you have
care
to
of the
give me
kids.
money. The kid.
But isn't that
I'll set
true,
up
though?
accounts
No,
for
the
the
kid
kids.
suffers whether they don't have a dad or mom. What are you guys talking about?
It's
The
funny
kid-
because
the kid is
I
best
said if
to
a
have a
woman
mother and a
stepped out
father.
to cheat, yeah, but like if she's going to step out and cheat, she no longer gets to be in my house or in my life.
Right, but she's going to be in your child's life.
She should have thought better before she did that.
So
But
you
then
are
the
willing
kid
to
suffers.
sacrifice the
So it's
relationship.
my fault that she chose to step out so the kids would suffer. Do you see where we're
If a
going
man
with
cheated
this?
on me, I would never take away a father from my children. I will not have a
Yes.
husband, but I will never ever take a father away from my
But would
children.
you
no matter
bankroll
what
his
she did,
lifestyle
even if he hit
afterwards?
Are
me.
you going to pay him
Would you
though? Are you
bankroll
going to
his
pay him?
lifestyle afterwards?
Would I if he was like, you know, he went off the deep end and I had money and he just needed a home, I would pay to make sure he's
You would
alive
buy him
just
a
so that my
house?
kids have a father. Yes. Yes.
I mean, I don't know if she's look. I don't know if she's full of shit or not. It's easy for me to say she is. I understand what she's saying. So okay. Okay, I see where okay. Well, she said if he goes off the deep end. All right, let's take this slow. If my wife, okay, shout out to Spotted Mew. Okay, shout out Spotted Mew. If my wife cheated on me and I had, I don't know, $50 million, but my wife cheated on me. But I'm guessing in this situation, she's broke, have no skills. I mean, yeah, granted, yeah, she should have thought about that before she cheated on me. But would I let her go? Would I let her go be homeless? Or go not have a? I mean, let me think. If I have $50 million and she cheated, and she's the mother of my children. Yeah, I get trying to set her up as much as I can within reason to at least be some type of decent human in society so she can be the mother of our children to some extent. If that makes sense, guys. I don't know if that makes sense. So I would want my kids to have a normal life as much as possible. So if she was gonna go be turning, not that she's turning tricks. I mean, I'm just saying, if she didn't have any other skills other than being a housewife or whatever, she cheated at 35 and we broke up, and she's about to go get her first McDonald's job and be struggling living in the projects. Yeah, I'm not taking my kid. If we rich, I'm not driving my kids to the projects just so I can be like, yeah, I got her back because she cheated on me. No, I mean, honestly, if I was rich, yeah, I would get her a house so my kids can go to a decent house. Up until a certain age, of course. I mean, when they get 18, look, you're on your own at that point. But if we got like a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old, yeah, I'd buy her a house if I'm rich. I'm not about to give her how would so. I mean, yeah, she can go get her new nigga to pay for anything extra, I guess, or she can go find a new man or something. But yeah, if I had $50 million and my wife cheated on me that I had 2 kids with, I would buy her a house. So y'all can make fun of me. Or all the people that's not here that usually watching my channel can make fun of me if they want.
Because for me, it's really important that my children have a father. It's more important than hating this man and whatever he did to me and whatever he did to my finances.
Leaving aside the reality of the situation, like we're in hypothetical territory, buying a house for somebody is extremely expensive. So this is well beyond the means of even men who.
I'm not saying I'm going to go into debt. I'm saying if I have the means,
you have to go into debt to buy a house.
Okay, rent.
Unless you have it in cash.
She'll rent them a room. She'll rent them an apartment.
Why? Is she incapable of getting a job? Why can't she work?
No, we're talking about in a hypothetical if, Olia's husband went off the deep end, did some crazy stuff. He's unreliable at the moment. She would make sure for a period of time that he's set up until he gets his act.
So funding an unreliable person is a good idea? Like, I'm sorry, but I live in the Bay Area. We see that funding irresponsible people is just throwing good money after bad.
Yes. I agree with everything you're saying. I'm saying, however, there could be a situation.
Let me say this too. I mean, because I guess maybe a better example would be if the mother of your 2 children got on drugs real bad under your nose or something. I mean, yeah, I would do everything in my power to try to help my kid's mother just off the strength of my kids. I wouldn't want my kids to see their mother like that, and I would do everything in my power to try to help her. It is a certain point where you just got to wash your hands and just be, look, I tried. I tried to do everything I could to help your mother. As long as I could say that to my kids, I literally tried. I mean, I'm not going to go broke. If I got $50 million, I'm not going to spend $50 million trying to get her off drugs. Not that, I mean, that probably don't even make sense, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to, expend all of my resources to try to get her off of drugs. But I would want to at least look my kids in the eye when they get older. Like I did, trust me. I went hard to try to get your mother some help, and it just didn't work. See, that's why. See, a lot of motherfuckers just be out here impregnating anything. I just wanted some pussy and oops, she pregnant. Nah. I mean, we could all be young and dumb, but it's still motherfuckers doing this at 27, 30, 35, 40. Oh, I just got some chick pregnant because she had a fat ass. Like, bro, come on, man. My point of saying that was like, you need to be careful who you laying down with. See, that's where this whole thing come in, where I say men should care about what a woman got going on some level. Not that she's, not that you, how can I put this? I've been saying a thing lately, like, yeah, try to get a woman who has herself together, has shown that she has some type of character about herself based on what she's been doing since she's 18. If you meet a chick at 25, it's like, okay, what have you been doing from 18 to 25? Get with a woman who's shown that she had the discipline to get a college degree, possibly, or the discipline to, she's been working for herself and getting her own place and maintaining her own place and keeping her house clean. Like, at a certain point, I want to see a woman need to come to me and be able to show me some shit that took some discipline, some character and shit for me to feel like I want to build a life with her. Not just she kind of cute and she treating me nice.
So funding
I
an
don't feel that
unreliable
makes
person is a
me-
good idea. Like, I'm sorry, but I live
called
in the Bay Area.
enabling.
We see that funding irresponsible people is just throwing good money after bad.
Yes. I agree with everything you're saying. I'm saying, however, there could be a situation where I would give a man, as a woman, I would give a man money with the idea that for short term, I need a father figure for my children. Like, that's just a high priority in my life. In fact, like, the biggest, it's so important to have a father, and, you know, especially a good father. But I just view that as so high. I had a great dad. Like, I don't, my brain turns off when I'm like, I would take my father.
We're still
away
kind of
from him.
gambling with fake money here. So, I mean, we can say anything we want in the hypothetical, but what if the man was really irresponsible? You would still go down the route of bankrolling him versus taking
Gambling addiction.
full custody of the child.
No, I wouldn't. I'm saying there is a situation where somebody could, you know, I guess I separate them. If a guy cheats on me or does something, if he sleeps with my best friend, like, I'm so
Based.
upset at him, but God, like, I just, the worst is my children not having a father. Like, that's worse. I can get over the betrayal.
But you have to understand
I
that
mean-
that belief, unfortunately, might actually incentivize bad behavior in the man. And we see this in marriages. I think that if a woman, like, turn it around, if a woman were to, the guy were to say, no matter what you do, I'll make sure that you're okay and that you still have a place in my family's life. How do we know that that's going to lead to the best behavior?
Not in my life, in the children's life.
But you're bankrolling him. You're giving him money.
I'm saying
so
there
he
could
can
be a
have
situation. I
house.
didn't say that I would do it for anybody. I'm saying I could see a situation where I would be like, freak, like, I just need to, like, I can help this guy for now. You know?
I could see a situation where I win the lottery and then I could do whatever I want with that money after that.
Okay, I think I'm gonna get off here. All right. So we went damn near 4 hours. Yeah, I'm tired. All right. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.